Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Have you ever heard of an app called Tap Tap Send?
No, but I would like to know more.
Tap Tap Send is the best money transfer app in the market, with one of the best rates. It's also fast, reliable, convenient, and has no sending fee.
Wow, how do I sign up?
Just head over to your Google or Apple Play Store and type Tap Tap Send.
Thanks.
Don't forget to use code ACLASS for free £5.
Yankutuna sio nyameno no. Yanana sia wa maya tamfuati shoko. Hey, dia wa ne dia no no. Wayama na yamenwanwa. Hey, wayama na timwa. Atamfuati shoko. Ghana for me the unbreakable joy is blessing. Oh, share HRETV. Koswana she. Now be inshira unbreakable. Keep it locked.
Check the statistics. What from beaucoup d'État on my big six. We remove all the girls, logistics. You want here top speed, Olympics. Yo, what up, people? It's your boy Natalie, and I'm watching HRETV, man. Keep it locked. Badman operator.
Hello, guys. It's your girl Pamela Odame Watara, and I just want to recommend HRETV for you guys for all your latest interviews. Just stay tuned at HRETV. I love you guys.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching me live on HRE TV. HR, His Royal Majesty. Oh my goodness, I love the name of this TV. HRE TV. Oh my goodness. Just catch us live on YouTube. Just go there, HRE TV, and click subscribe, and then get update on everything that they put there, and then watch them also live on Facebook. When you hear the name HRTV, you are talking about television that comes from the heart. Oh, HRTV. Oh, Makuma Tommy Mwati. Me that one say.
Good morning, children. A B C D E F G H R E H R E H R E TV. Go and watch HRE TV. Bye bye. His
Ebusiafo eba munyira akwaba kese pa eba HRTV so for HRPK in them nemo eba bedwetwe nkomo me ba so nya me nkwa ana me ba ya me ne me co-host ba ko pe as say official co-host eba Ohio na afeni etimenya co-host ba ko ebe ko so ato asosa da ye di edwumede ebremo araba anamwa mensa inde di ma body correct just say ultimate nyame kran wa kebia dey akire me and saso ne ye ne ebusuafo akukudam kesi mienu pa ne ba betwetwe nkoboy ye ne mo bebedi in a very sensitive, very emotional. It's what baso na mesra wa fe wunu na wunu to feni nia na wunu no so feni nia na damfo no de ne ka no on fre no kan chere se nyes kan no ba beje de mom no nkobode de bi aba ana person ne ebe hye nkobo no mo so for HRPK me ne mo ene eba betwetwe nkobo yi na afedi ya mana ya kama na anse ne be sha edwumede na ase no ne de ye sponsor ba ko de ejinamu pa se o sponsor ye for edwumede kese ti say na feel good services na making for actually we bush for nyina feel good services na daroma ene de edwumede kese ebre wo ene we bush for nyina eba adwinemu apomodene anase adwinemu nimdia ase bra ne beje wo de ne jai say wona nam kwanje na obuzo bi ase bia of feels to onim na okeka no omodo ma dokromo ankasa into a base knowledge pa wo adwinemu pomodi anase adwinemu de feel good services na ya kan for no na stay your feel good services e wo fi dem hamster and then no ye ne betwetwe nkomo no so amaye nimdia ana awosua efa emotional instability ho na afi ye didi be na amana kama papa so na happy glow GH there mama araba aka no ha akira mu kakra na afi de da to so no ya akoye emala ne kakra ti mama araba abo mama araba for your happy glow GH
yo ebusiafo no na ze ye kan for happy glow amahon happy glow baby sado oya baze urban mbesiafo hu esiesi anemeyifo kwapa wo siesi ho nti pike nye mbesiafo ngoten se epe the eyo eyebrows pedicure manicure bomozina na for wenwa fetch ho na once when you there hin generation yen some people movement bia into ye can demand naturally. If you want good grooming, you want to do your nails, pedicure, manicure, your eyebrows, but was not enough when you are fetch a happy glow. One information so na ye display or as a no.
Yo, yeah, that's a bush for Araba number 10 and Kana or the near the Emma. No. Now, yes, also a cabo a biom Cassia pass in a topica, yet by no say dealing with people with emotional instability. Not just say, only obia, minchiremo. Experts and answer about on some what it means by that. Young Konya Koma Yenyaba Akosia Williams. Akosia Williams, at the same. This was a sunny dinner. Umi tu na kasa yente.
Oh, Mrs. Haneko, Michia,
Williams, I say Akosia Williams.
Oh, yo, they say, well, you're slang, and I say,
Me, they mean to me, this a walker.
Okay, yo, any of that Michia will be there watching an hour and anyway. Yes, Williams. I don't know. I don't know. If I can watch him later. That one here, I bet you because what's the idea? Oh, yeah, much.
Was a man first no be you Range Rover. And as I say, for the buyer, no more for Range Rover, your friend, Range Rover.
Oh,
I'm on for Sika Kosra, a dini pronunciation and access. Some course run no. They say Akosia Williams.
And that would the Sika Bum, the end, amen. L'agent, 7 hours. Okay. Cash. Oh,
now for an egger.
Thank you. Could
if I think no friend to say
Jetty.
Yet then Dr. Pounds. Young cop. Feel good. Then we'll talk about HIT.
Yo, me mamo ajo bedase so me ma ahwefo nyina so akwa ba de ba na enwe edwumadie so na me ma me co-panelist ne co-host ne so akwa ba.
Yo, yeah, that's it.
Yes, yeah, mo akwa ba be.
Any this way. My driver say bushia yeah shase. Yeah, fashion so. It's Sunday Tedia. Let's just cut to the chase real quick. See a kase emotional instability. Akusia, what do you make of emotional instability as a Chinese saying? If you are not feel good to the next day, but now we go into how to deal with emotional instability. Now there are instances of how we can deal with people dealing with emotional instability. Akusia,
me na say me say ma kakra me nimfa eno ho ne obi a untimi and predict it. Bruni said you can predict the person's emotions. Maybe at the next minute, the next second, or say the next minute, or basically, I think that it's kind of similar to a bipolar disorder, kind of. Now, I'm saying, Dr. Phil Wahedi. Now, the American employee, no, so correct. The next day, ye didn't communicate. Kakra mechanism will be a wound to me. Entry the Bobby like emotionally. I don't know how to put it in tree, but emotionally, you can't predict a person. And then we are the worst enemy. The next minute, they can't give you that kind of stability. See, I think that's what I would say for now.
Okay. Phil.
Okay. Yeah, can say obi emotionally unstable. We say emotions near watenka. Yeah, we feel the way bibi yewa or react, the way so when you see we see dandy, right? It's in said there, see daddy physically, see daddy, ewo wenim, ene the keka huni it's part of the emotions. And Meshadana meeting me before this show, no, because I wanted to make a point to it. See, for those of you who are wondering, preparation towards the program, no. And as time goes on, maybe use it as an example for it to make sense, right? But then when we say somebody is emotionally unstable, then it means it's consistent with the norm. It no BB air coso and obi eni aje onkwa raho. bibi koso me ni odi agro wa fa na bufuo mu agro na edi emotional sensitivity and so yeah another issue which leads to the instability. So when you are emotionally sensitive, then easily you become unstable with your emotions. That is the line with which I would take. Obviously, emotional madness. And then something different. But yes, emotional sensitivity leads to emotional instability. Hence, you have to make sure say you know your sensitivity level. What are your triggers? And then it push you. And you have me say now, young boy, me air payer, and I say I can't be to the man you before the program. No, now say me new being as an order me apa di matema. Right now, I've built defense with me teen airpad because obi the guy here say onia me nya hu obi aditi apa oniska. So my defense is if you meet here pay ya fena misika beba. And they say I go say Williams say yes sika ba sister and the last name crap you pronouncing it differently. When I'm somebody beba my last name you pronouncing it different. Why should I be shy of metia airpad? Oh, but obi su ti pa. Wodim na sa okoka ho asem sisi a eno kwa no timi e de ntokwa eba mo ntem. So we say num nyina you may be you have to know what your triggers are. You have to have defense for your triggers, and you should be ready for the test. That's it.
Where is it?
Oh, me to us. I thought that.
Tyson kakra. So your pilot and Kaulan the best.
There be I make sure that me leave you suspect. Applause is high. And to be leave you suspense, no me jaw. That for the
okay pilot that no tea if you hold of no. I on Orlando plane, Orlando go just like that. On my was signal cry. Orlando.
You leave the stage when the applause is high. Into that brought attention, what capture and no age honor. Now for the emotions actually.
Oh, I just said it. I mean, now I can't say no, madam. I know what you
oh, say they are feel kind or so actually.
Okay.
Emotionally stable and not so unstable.
I mean, I'm a child. Why? Nanya, Araba can they meet here? I mean, I'm a child. I mean, you don't catch it. Michelle, what's your home? What was when you know, Michacho Bibia? My mama shout out to them. You read up the Araba, so the side of what emotional instability is about. Ghana Judas, yeah, they check yourself. I want to say, oh, emotional madness. Oh, you're one of them. It feels somebody diagnosing and now home. Yeah, I'll say good vibes. Yeah, big vibes. I mean, I say, oh, Chacha Munina, Sasuna, Father Bakus, or say, Vim, yeah, Vim Bakusu, Vim Bakomira, Komi, Father Bakus, they are the banner. Anna Ghana Judas, I could say a long time. I could say, or that's why. They say, Monshe video.
I miss you too, Ghana Judas.
Oh, yes. Lydia Amedeka. And you do a chrome for no. Say good vibes, can see. And I say, I love the program. And if you lead your honor about the emotional rappers today, and possible music. Mr. Nkwasianyom, or say emotional rappers today. Oh, this is a great topic for Mr. Impossible. So what happened is during the week, or sending me a message, right? And it was all over social media, so it wasn't like it was private. Now me do come on. Chalonia. Industry players need been in the country about why. Oh, not just emotional beat makers in our mobile. And you want question you why and I'm for the person I didn't. Who bon question you bon question you? Oh, yeah, then you see a piece of the intimate pampa. What I say? Who bon question you said to me, Yanzanum? It's Mr. Impossible. Kegamposa. I question you know about the emotional rappers, the emotional beat makers today. Yo, young Araba, what is your take on emotional instability? What do you make of that?
Pacho, and then me co-host into
I into
the kakra akosia aka ene kakra na expert ba ko Dr. Phil so aka no na say emotional ebia me meet here kwa dey bia na me emotional host
oh no yeah papa
meeting me emotional host obi so TV emotional panelist and now you emotional viewers and rappers na think that I'm saying we are here to learn say you weird bro na wow benya diagnosis na fe na wabomode ehu Dr. Phil e wo backdoor advert ni bia na ye no anyway Miss Sumajin Shrefa, you can so be emotionally unstable. I think some make me an example. So, and the examples in it.
Andrew, so Obi, yes, what do you make of this?
Make me more example. I'll show you funny behavior now.
Obi, be sure I will go score Ghana chepa.
When you work as a way,
examples.
Well, say, meteho, and your bipolar, but say, if you are diagnosing me with bipolar, but you know, and then me like my emotions are all over the place. There are times that menije metimi mani pasre, and then there are times as well obi my dear kakrebi, and sometimes it can all happen within an hour. You know na account said there. Nipa baako. Nipa baako. Na Dr. Phil, intimate happens.
Oh, wait to happen.
Yeah, it can happen like that, and also can emotional and.
Oh, no, it's a whole life experience nowadays.
Oh, there be. Me come ask him. We emotional host sanka na ate one. Yeah, and I think sometimes we don't even see we have it, but I think we all do. And obi mutimi and manage it based on their level of maturity and I say how strong they are, right, emotionally. It's media kakra. It's in
maybe one question, what comment to be my feel. I dare say you might be the same as Dr. Benfo.
Dr. Benfo.
Oh, only Dr. Benfo.
Dr. Benfo.
Dr. Benfo.
I mama ya Tony ade.
Mama Tony if we get to
or size but
Kwabia.
The one and only.
What's me corner now I draw said the Abu Dhabi San.
Oh.
Kwabia. Kwabia this. Your emotions are like cancer root, right? But I see people is so emotional. I never ask why. So maybe emotional. The other one, you're triple emotional. I won't say, oh yeah, say oh yeah, yeah, and I miss me oh yeah, Quite I didn't challenge no what you are. General PK, I hope so. Oh yeah, and the miss me oh yeah, we are soon near there, but down for that child. I dare miss me child. Now, mention out your young let's look into. How do we deal with people with emotional instability? Minimum be na ekoso e wa brabo ni wiase. Se ka se yes you deal and I share form questions number. Questions number and then we'll come into form yes sorry more fun. How do you deal with people with emotional instability?
Okay, well, I think I would wanna for the sake of yes, idea, no. Let's go this way. We'll say, am I in particular, we have that kind of issue, when we are doing our normal monthly thing, which is our period, we act a bit different. We are naturally emotional beings. Emotions it switches. Well, sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you get irritated over nothing, and obi asembi ebi on the norm. Obi bisawo enye before no. That time, no. If the person asks the same questions, that it tends to be another issue. Which timing? It's very important. I think that. But how do you deal with somebody who is emotionally unstable? My dream make us say get to talk to that person and find out what is the cause of why they're acting the way they're acting. Now, you would want to have a deep conversation to get to know the person's background a little bit, where they're coming from, where they grew up, the little things that they've been through. Obibeka say, how about your church? Of course, your church, they say you got nothing to do with. But some madam for no one, I say, me kunu me girlfriend, whatever it is with you. It's very important to have conversations to know who these people are, where they're coming from, the things that they've been through, and all that, if they've even moved past this thing. I would say do not trigger things. Don't. Adeɛ baako a mehu ɛwɔ yɛmu bebree ho ne sɛ titi Ghana for, and I'm gonna yɛnim deɛ wɔ saa nneɛma wei mu ho no ɛwɔ akyire kakra. And we tend to make joke of certain things and also not pay attention to people's behavior and their attitudes. Remember example, Enra, something happened and I did not like it one bit. From my background and whatever it is, I tend to be a bit all wild, most times I want one thing. I put up a cliche. It's a kind of a wall I build around me because I have trust issues with people. Mm-hmm. I can't trust you being that friend that you claim to want to be in my life. I put up a certain cliche attitude out there, so it will draw lines. Is it good? No. It's something I do psychologically, like deliberately in my head. I've practiced on it, and I do that to put people away. And I feel like if you're really, really real and you know what it is, you can penetrate, okay? But if you are not real, definitely you won't like my personality. You wouldn't even bother to get to know who I really am. And you take whatever you see out, the way I'm portraying, and stay away from me. That's simple, because I showed myself through that. Now, obi oni me fin bremu as my teenager yini himself many edin. To Ghanaians, my temperament or my personality is not a norm in the Ghanaian community. Every female must be quiet. Every female has to be laid back. Every female has to be all that, boko, maybe why you can't do. I climb trees. I play with boys. I do a lot of things that boys do. So I'm kind of a female look, but then with a masculine whatever inside of my mind and my body. So I do my things a bit different. It's troublesome, and that's the word. What's I'm hearing? We are troublesome. So yesterday on the show, then I saw somebody from my past write and say, Akosia Williams, the troublesome, and oh my God, wow! I could not hold it, but to just give it to her like that. You see, there are things that you say to people. And because you see, when somebody gives you a moa and it's a negative, you see, it's the things we say to people, how we identify people, it has effect on people. You don't use certain words for somebody. I don't like it. I don't find it funny. I don't think it's okay. So right there, I flipped. Mm-hmm. I flipped. Now, such a person, not that I've said it once, not twice, not so many times. So you are saying it, I'll react. Then you can confirm or say, yeah, Mikaye, she's like that. Why trigger people? Why do you contribute to people's, whatever you call it, craziness or whatever? Why do you keep doing it? It's that simple. So we should try to just don't do things that these people don't like, because like we said already, Obia will be a push, and Dr. Phil has said it. And I hope with time he will break it, because a lot of us, we have things that we need to fix. So at TFWay, I'm speaking for me. We're going to be real here. And so others who are listening will also pick certain things and see something is wrong with me or something. I'm okay. So let's just be me and let it keep going. That's all I could say.
Araba, what should be my Akusia? Now, maybe I feel can follow up with that question before he goes to the main question and answer. Who me to akasa de.
Say, I could see I can't be brave, but I think let's take it to the basis. Okay, I could see my question to you would be, dang, and Emma, what, and it's not about the triggers. What makes us emotional? Is it that we are created this way, or is it that it be a from a brim? You know, I want us to do a little bit of a root cause analysis.
Okay, so thank you, Araba. I would say this, Makade, Mr. Afankas are naturally emotional people. I mean, okay, but Mayfu wasn't. It's a bit different from I and Mr. Afu because of whatever we go through, how we were made. Then again, how you were brought up, your environment, the people that raised you, the things that you go through. Some could be abandonment, parents not being at home, mother leaving, daddy leaving, you looking at where you live and you're frustrated. You see, I was saying this, I didn't know. Like I said, I was a bit rebellious, but not minimum there. This is what was triggering that. I could not tell you then if you ask me. It's a makade or yeah, and zaman you pay go through. Rape could cause this, molestation could cause this, abandonment, rejection, being bullied. I lived in the Achim land where I have a big Ewe name, and I'll be on the street going to the market. Because you're walking, going to the market, and you hear your name being shouted, and they don't mention the name right too. And you could see that they are making fun of it. And all the boys will come out of their homes and be hooting at you. Really?
Wow.
You see, it will make you something. It will turn you into something that you don't want to be. But that is what society does. If you watch me very well, when it comes to these kind of conversations, I go a bit very emotional about it. And I'm sorry. I mean, those listening and all that. I mean, because we've caused too much damage done a lot of people good, and then these same people that cause you these things come back and still call you troublesome and all that. It's really, really.
Let me ask
really,
you a question before you leave. When I feel sorry, why? I say, let me ask you something. Do you? Okay, and this is a question to everybody on the platform, right? We've been in America now. We've been outside Ghana, Canada, UK. Exposing and right? So now we see the borderline between personality and different personalities, right? You think say Ghana? How you can tell a Dembia and deal based on like teasing, no, any calling you out and stuff like that. You think so what Ghana can be normal? And I say you still have a problem with it.
I think Seka Abia me Ghana, and I'm answering for me. I don't think it will be worse. I think Semi Ghana and Kebeya worse in the sense that Ghana no still personalities B has never been accepted. Mind you, my mom told me, say, I have always been a kola, I'm not that me and I'm make our personality, no kind of, but it's like if I don't want this thing, I don't want it. You can't push me around. That is, or only pasano, they call you stubborn, isn't it? What's a weird thing? So a female like this, no, I think it's a Ghana a bear struggle. But I have many a baby I've read. I read, I'm still reading, I'm learning, I'm trying to, and then seeking help, going therapy, reading, finding out what I could do to ignore certain things, these negativities, when I get these flashbacks, how I can, control them and not let it over me, and rather channel the strong personality to a positive, something that would help me and others. Abroche has done a lot.
The
done
my question was
so much
effect. I feel say they are still in Pennyfobu or Ghana. If they are older than you, and way older than you, or
Yeah.
hey, oh, braha, hey, TB, hey, fast or oh, and Pennyfo many my way, Mr. Manustis. And they talk to you like that, too.
Yeah.
Normal. But
No, it's not.
Oba Kuman said, Nasa who hire near Kulakasa, near the Pakasa, Minkasa, Yeni Pakasana. Hey, you are near Kasan, very, very, very insulting power. Then some people still have that personality in them. Mama, if you to Kuman, so Bukus Casasa, hey, woman, no Casan, Semino Casasa. So then it's like, oh no, Casan, make a crop, oh, here, and you will know Hiano, oh, here. Now, I know Casas is a woman that we are not in reverse. And I'm now what's rather we didn't have to man. It's it's something when we put us our question, they say, is that the case? Because when said there's been an incident that we've dealt with before. That exactly which I'm a witness to. What I
you see, what will say, my home where I come from, the typical away home, and it's a typical thing with all African parents, most like you said. Penny dear one young from so abofrana or go wrong. It is not right. It is never true like that. It's not right. Say a share Bible as someone will cassette tete abofra e kwanya won faso na wonyini a won free no. It is broad. Okay? It's very broad, big. But we could not break it down like that. You say the word Johnny won any. Na on kwan na our assassin. I feel yes I okwase ho a ene no we pikin na mi kweti. But say I will say a mom provoke mama. What to me point I say it's a two-way thing where a mother or a parent is trying to raise a child to teach them the ways to live life. The same way about French, no, it's never there. But Ghana, no, that is what is going on. It's me fear ewe fear no. The amina na hunu ye, and no passing on to me mame. And me mame e di abame me ho. Me na put on na otete meaning was worst. You could imagine she's 94 now. May God bless her. Nice. But I told her, say, what's your bruchanka with them 80 years of your life? I'm telling you. No, sorry. I'm saying I'm serious. I'm serious because the kind of abuse now with the man, you know, and can be demache.
Sister, if you order my any abuse,
I'm want to say abuse.
And then I make because a point where obey ja did so much here.
No, that one is abuse.
That is too much. No, I know what I'm saying, Phil. You have no idea.
I know that you know, but
yeah, oh my God.
Okay, you're going to go so now I could take a break.
I'm going to take a break. Anything about me, yes, I know, just so that you can.
Yeah. It's the questions I call for. Maybe Araba did about comedian yes.
Because me so I think the Araba started with the courses, you know, and I like to start with the courses before we go into how we deal with it, right? Now, who's there? Akoshia Kasana, no, it's because of the fever. Let me say, part of the courses, we have something that we call nature versus nature. Many papain, and and so affected who I become. What am I saying? So when I grow up in a group of 6 boys and 1 girl, you can imagine the kind of girl that she will be. She being the oldest. What am I saying? Because the youngest, and so you could imagine the kind of girl she will be. But in this case, you know, don't try to, you can't get away with her. That is the nature, no? And being 6 boys, you know, so no, you can imagine what you go through. And you know, so one more in here, won't survive. So that environment also shapes you. Now, your past, whether you were abused, the kind of area you lived in, you know, did you have to fight for your survival? All of that impacts who you become. Apart from the genes, you know, that makes you who you are. And you know why people becomes emotionally unstable, no, these are part of it. If you're dealing with someone who has an abusive past, you don't expect to say the way they will relate to certain situations will be the same as somebody who grew up with a golden spoon in their mouth, right? In the same way, no, if you're dealing with someone who grew up on the streets, that person has some tough skin beer, and when you want to they are focused on something else. That they live in an environment where they were bubbled. You know, bibikin to a beer, you know. And you know, where we grew up, the nature, the nature of us, you know, impacts who we are. That forms part of the emotional instability, you know. Then, baby, to be a me womb. Who say, sister Eka say, Obi Tro say, oh, that's stubborn one or something to that effect, and that triggered her. The trigger, you know, it could even be the subject matter no more come once. She might have been arguing with someone. I know Rebecca said that stubborn one, and she feels to say, baby, I'm if you know, say man, come make us a boy, and also said typically, you can't make us a boy. And you know, this person coming out like this is trying to shut me down. And you know, that would trigger me for me to defend myself. What am I saying? And you know, the point in case, you know, the echoes no crampono, it me either trigger me or be a problem. There are times that obi no e din komobi, and can a different setting and can commanding your problem. But because of the setting now, after the would komono, it becomes a problem. And I also say, why ne kasem no? Akos bet me kasem is not a problem. But they are not Arabs. Any pick same issue because of the relationship, it might be a problem. Somebody telling Akosha say, oh yes, stubborn. And yet only pakonon kwa na be paid. Obia kebi, abejidi say it was not a problem for her because of the relationship you have with the person, possibly, right? But minu nisa now be kebi bisa, ewo bia ti say ya, it creates a problem. Who say now in dealing with how to deal with who say so me know what is na and the kind funny because minim pike ye pa enti no minim de betimi na aka but enu mebi wo ho nso a baby a yagina no me ntimi kasa asem no
ebe fast baba
sometimes ye ba platform so a be starting bibia no aka so aha ye kwa ti say we aka kaduro say ye nam no wo ahaya kwa ho ntimi nka sasem ni nyina enti no enu be bi wo ho ma yes onim nipa kro no woni ne kosa but ehifa na agina and also another point. Then let's also get into the various personalities. And if you ever watched some of my videos, I did a whole series on personality disorders. So let me talk about just two personalities. If you like, Akosha was into make a third one. No, until let me talk about the two because
Pacho Kanina.
third one,
Kanina.
I will be on half a day. I should be ever far new to me be home into the
yeah,
Yes, yeah, the until they kasa.
Akosha be okay.
And you know what we're talking about emotion.
This is how order of film about what kind of cast wash here.
Oh, Debbie, on him said,
just about the mobile to from
okay. And you know, personalities are on, and we're talking about personality disorders. First one I want to talk about is borderline personality disorder. Someone with borderline personality disorder is someone that always wants attention. And sometimes they give out a lot of threats. You might think it's an empty threat, but believe me, sometimes they act on it. And you know, whenever I say you're emotional rap person.
I don't know. Kick up on that.
And emotional celebrities and emotional beat makers. Yeah. Okay. And to who say they're going through something. And as part of the attention seeking, you know, they cry foul. They draw attention to themselves, they play victim, and they always make it seem say they are so vulnerable. Okay, so that is a borderline personality disorder. Those traits, you know, It's very typical with them. Then you might also have someone who has histrionic personality disorder. Histrionic.
Which is history, Latin history, yeah?
Right.
Kind of histrionic.
Light bulb shining.
Araba, that's it.
Anything that make be na me chire mu no. Be ya say.
Cisco boy ni mo jai. O sisi se adane yare. Cisco oni ni nwa free na. Oh, it is all can and sana. Ya to bas na yidi wa ne mai. Because
make be also make him say be ya ye nyina be tina ti ase nti. Mo live bulb shine no. Me chire ma na mu boom.
You get 40 watts.
Mu boom ti say co-pot. You know, histrionic personalities, personality disorder for them, they also have this trait where they have a sense of superiority over others. As a media, maybe obesing, and Tembian also always try to cause problem between two, which is very similar to that of borderline for no. Almost no, Tembian almost said they play one against the other. Talking about emotional instability. And once me fa PK no my pitching against, let's say, Kofi Aduma, right? Oh, Kofi PK say by US crowd be here, then I'll go to Kofi. Oh, Charlie PK is on the rudy US, so now about my person killing the shiny just because I want favor from the two of them. So that is those people, no. Then the narcissistic personality disorder for
about Takra will jump for no see from saying.
Both histrionic and then borderline for no that trait,
Okay.
Has said that just for favor, and no, cause I say.
From upset charge on murder cases.
They are dangerous. They are very dangerous. And if you are a group of friends and you have these people in there, you have to be extra careful. And dealing with them is a different ball game altogether.
Okay.
But with the narcissistic personality for no, or what the NSA, I am superior. I don't have any sense of a yibia for you, no respect for you. Maybe a papa say what dear. Or no, I don't know. Into my profile. No more cha, nefano. Papa say what fan wunya.
The same to ma.
The same to ma.
The same to ma.
Whoa.
Everything. Her opa. One of them call the same store. Na munkoto atari enumpi. Ne dia ne yeshe da pam yese wodi.
Enti me bao. Enti katari yeshe we.
And there are people like that.
Aka half a pa, so half on pie. Enti wo ye chemu me na wo di half na. Wo half na pa, but me half na me kita na pie.
Yes, and they will make you understand. They say only half no looks better than all half.
Wow.
Ye nyina na ye adwuma kro. Ye nyina ye to nwom. But then I will make you believe you say my song is much better than yours. Though me na me bon kwase anyom. What am I saying? They have this sense of superiority. Anything, your emotions don't count. And to be talking about emotional instability, right? Your emotions don't count. And so no we be say how and family. And Abraham how now ye jino maintain because now na me no more because that is what I thrive on. Omono sane na tell me I will pick beef. Because producer be winning. What I say? So dealing with the people, you have to see where each person is coming from. Is it their background? Is it the point of place? Is it their personality disorder? And also, you talked about the fact to say year 2 point. Now, there is so much sensitivity about political correctness. First, Pana, some of the things you say freely, you move on, it doesn't cause a problem. It's in a about abuse now because they be on my discipline, and I just said that on a lighter note because they were not all hit in an percent. But on the serious note, and you many be in this day and age because of various tensions due to political, due to economical, due to religious and all of that, you need to know, okay, be so you're very careful because you might be threatening a dangerous ground. My member example, I was doing an orientation for a group, right? A new hire group, and a psych hospital. So for it to make sense to you, I use people in the group as examples. And at the start of the orientation, I said that to say me use sumo as examples. And 2, I will throw in some humor here and there. So please, if you find it to be drier, pardon me, let's move on. Now, I cited there are 10 people in the group. Me using the pattern as an example. Nobody had a problem. I used this particular guy as an example twice. Now, let me give you a description and then make it fall in place. Now, we're shaving it in now. And we're going to abortion is set right to sir. Okay. Now, he had a Nigerian name. So I felt to say, oh, me yonko West African, Nigerian, a brother. So using him as an example, for me, I felt more comfortable. Okay. Now, me use as an example say, hey, this person in the group is not suicidal, but has a cord for his as part of her treatment plan. But this person who is the Nigerian may be suicidal and will get the cord to commit suicide or hang somebody else. Do you get the example? No harm intent, no ill intent. This guy flipped, and trust me, Jimmy said, I've been doing this for almost 4 years.
Who is he? Who is he?
What's it? No, nurse. Nurse, I hear hiring on.
Yes, a psych nurse now. And a regular nurse.
His background, I'm not sure say he's done much of psych, but he was being hired onto a psych hospital, yes.
Okay. Now, why Madame did that? Also about Madame for hospital.
Because my choice say in Casa.
Oh, send the layman to be a professional. It may come.
And say a chair one who use.
And then Mrs. Emotional learning instability.
Okay.
Okay. So okay. I mean, word is what is the best word for it to use?
It's emotionally stable. That is what it is.
And I could deal with people that are emotionally unstable
or might have emotional issues or mental health issues. Yes. And this guy flipped and started going off. Who are you? What do you do here? Why did you use me as an example? Why do you is it because of my beard? Is it because of my religion? Is it because of this? I was like, dude, hold on. Slow your roll. What is happening here? And everybody in the room was amazed. Trust me, everybody was like, ooh, what just happened? So now, talking about political correctness, because of the tension we have in our community, in our society right now, now, looking at him, I can't tell whether you're a Muslim or you're a Christian. And actually later I found out he's a Christian. But once typically, Muslims have this long beard, So in his past, he has been stereotyped as a Muslim, 1. 2, because he's a Nigerian also, he said Nigerians have a bad name. So sometimes when he even gets somewhere, he says that he's a Ghanaian. But of course, I'm from Ghana. You can't tell me your name and then you tell me say you're from Ghana. Right? And at 3, because also say he's black from Africa, he feels to say, and I say he's been picked on so much, he said, because of these qualities that he has. Hence, me using him as an example, all these things started ringing a bell in his mind. Then he flipped like that. Became about 5 minutes. No, hold your hostage. Yes. So Anna Meche said, you don't know what is going on in someone's mind. What you are saying in your bonnet. But to only Pacono, a son, the course will need to the Okani Nano, who did not attempt, or Cassetiano, Ubunitia, Umuno. And in the banner, to the question, how do you deal with it? Depending on the setting. Do not take it personal. Right? For your own health, you need to know, may I find it personal. Only Pacono and the issue. So deal with the issue. Oh, or can be sorry. Nenya me wapayo se me kasetia. Asembi se nene meka and the kosisa. Sometimes you still have the person arguing with you. At that point, silence is a language. Learn to use it.
It's be busa asemo. And if I say she will be on so nya papa ti so on wa. And who are you? Who they done and on so who are you? Who are you? Like, how is that whole situation going to handle with him?
That is when it turns into a fight which could have been avoided. And in this case, I am the director of nursing. You start arguing with me, I tell you, walk out, your contract is terminated. It's as simple as that. Why do I even have to argue? I'm the one in power, not you. And by the saying, say, walk out, Master, I don't have to argue with you. I felt to say, yes, sir, I might be harsh on him because I don't know where he's coming from. So let me sit back, give him some chance to vent. Later, we can talk about it and then also understand where he's coming from. What am I saying? And so maybe one sometimes what one would have done is to show authority. Because in this case, we're talking about 10 new hires plus other staff and a room one. And you trying to belittle me also as the director of nursing, it ain't going to happen. Therefore, I'm going to show my authority. In the attempt of showing the authority, then you escalate the situation. What do I say? And sometimes silence is a language. Learn to use it. Yedin, Masamne settle. Actually, go back to it. It might make a difference. Whether in a relationship, as couples, as friends, as whatever role, let's try to implement those. Now, still on how to deal with it, Sister Akosha de no kind, only pakro a comment, you go off. Sometimes ubufu at once. Ubufu we now to us, so you realize they say, I'm in the wrong place to act like that. Sebane sana to who say nessa brafem. What do I say? Yang nipa, therefore ye bufu is part of us. But yang who baby so yewo. Mama, why? Sister Kosia Yobia, she does quite a few of public speaking, if not a lot of public speaking. Being known in the social media environment and all of that, people are growing a lot of respect for you. And we don't care about that person. What reaction after your mind and I'm saying, sister, let me show power. Let me boo pow. Oh,
I just was saying,
but I it's how I'm getting our casa and chebu what now. Yeah. Ubon says obuono is because you're building a brand. But remember another example, just to make it home. Let's
be a cabivi as a way. But on my example, every Nami,
okay. Oh, the mama Miankasa me as an example. And maybe PK the maybe show you so. We're two politicians on it, right? Anna may make a point. We're talking about the traveling to Ghana experience and all of that. For me, I was talking purely from my experience and my background. The other two politicians, of course, doing politics. Then one said, they said, let's not deceive the people. Men and Namigusu Americasa. I'm not casa. So I took it, said, he's telling me I'm deceiving the people. And actually, I can say that was the import of what he said. Hence, I went off, right? Because it triggered me. And I probably started and I realized, no. Philip Tobo, you're on a platform. Be sure. You're building a brand of feel good services trying to educate people. Now, you're disappointing those people that have respect for you. For that reason, slow down. It's because I realized I did for a second. Then I recollected my thought. He said, I'm going to calm down, but I'm going to give you some strong punches. But the manner on also bedroom, you know. What am I saying? And if you remember the things I said afterwards now, at that point, it was very deliberate. What do you say? If you know the American, you know, as she listen, as someone on the catcher, and me share that so that me yes, sir. I'm now going to move the attention from me and put it on you. And because okay, comments me about that day, now I think he said it was Phineas. Man, I've never seen Philip this angry before. And that is why in Tia, and mommy slowed down because of people like him who either knows me personally and also say is seeing me on these platforms and building this respect for me. For that reason, but I wouldn't be no be the prisoner. I Joseph Dean. I want him in name. and you Joseph, a man be a prime minister.
I don't know whatever. I got one man.
These are the things that I don't like those kind of public custody, So what I say? If we play backdoor, let's do that. When we come to public, you should know the time, where, and when.
Exactly.
It's that simple because obey na obi very phobia we girl kwasia we no be jawe I get we say why kwasia no there should be lines drawn. No.
So
yes,
yes.
It's a me Paul. It is a can one. Oh God, me fue. And okay, obi won you. You're going to create that impression. Says Sebio girl ye Jimmy for, and that is when I have to come back nicely and hit you harder. Whether you a deep one, no. I can't normal, yeah. Oh, me if you let's move on. I'm not going to laugh at it, but I'm going to let you say, hey, Bia, Unia, I don't appreciate that comment on this platform.
Wait there. That's one my back. Nipa na minute wa asem see you can comment no. Wait, remember we see our park so right. So that's when I was in New Jersey. And you call park say ball. And I mean even say you know. I know because India any soccer, right? To make his statement, no. Asheme. Ne your bobo no, meche ball no. Yeah. Meche ball to one. Na me kodi pa de so. Na be se saka bio. And at that point no, my junior is so kabio ma. The best. Oh, simple. I want me pa. I want na. Woni me won. It's me call some say repeat words now. Where now can be no. And the home na your friend say we see what actually so Philadelphia. Maybe I could no. How they see here. And a boy no call Philadelphia. Sorry. So maybe that statement me obi so me fa ma me go. So when you say a word against me ma me I don't care what the situation is. To me call boy so make say kebium no. Or na boy na akonta. Ebe so me no say abrante na me bu pa. Na ade ba ko a e me hini say obi use the words na me bu. Na just at that point who bibium. For ubu ebo me pebium because so now boom now we be there for now how teacher me friend say oh a boy now odi matem no ni aba ana bra yi e ware no it so because Paul o dey fane bra park no so ni ankasa nti o kan sa na me hwes me fa wan bra park no so come to find out no papa na all stop him no so no boom me pa no ono so the Paul. And to one of say now, my friend brother say, oh, so no, I've done on him back a saboko. But the way on him make a saboko no change the whole thing. Ebia make us na be and we be no kono so can mean see no me done and one because straight to Ghana so. It's that how can it makes a lot of sense. Now could just so more only mean to know. Only he knows how to get me when I come down to come talk to me because ebia at the moment of the heat no or look go do be no cramp no be GB.
Okay. And in dealing with all these, as I said, you have to be aware of the environment. One or trigger. When you say my shed that me person me trigger I'm aware of the environment, and that is why I'm triggering you. Person me now. Obu onum so ebia na onim say be the make and be how. That one is different. But when I am aware of the environment and I want to hit you, let's say me hate you, let's say responded that way. Therefore, I punch you harder, and then you come back. So now I'm bringing you down to the goddess. What do I say? You will have to realize and say, no, I don't belong to the goddess. Stay up. But in staying up, also no. I had to get it technical. Me hate to me no be still me jina ho member level. But me hate two pe no major ho. At that point, me nkasa so bio. What do I say? It make the best show pa mienu.
One can match will be a national nipa no that time one tears here because if you're not discerning or do feel no cross and some I can't don't know.
It's you all the time.
Yeah, I be there all the time. By the family time, but it's a jepa.
Because man, you can say something after the meeting before I understand. I'm saying that is how I want it to work. Because what I say oh no man, we be some too many questions. Who could fear no quadri one now what I say oh no man. What about here? And this is a skill you have to learn to develop. It's very difficult. But ultimately through that level now, sister, it's much better for your own sanity. Somebody might think, say, well, Branty, you know, at the end of the day, you could be all pa, you need a test to realize they say, oh, they are now say, oh, say, oh, build the but won't build it. And TPK show no the American. That was a true test. I mean, who said, man, still me where my because he told me the first time, and son I may realize it. But so what me a year kakra na oh yeah do baby so now what me do where you can give back without going down to the goddess now. Then you realize you say, okay, I have
question about question Mr. Why. Okay, but we are Christian in
Bien casa.
Okay, Miss Asotia, so you are so penny on.
Okay.
Now, what kind proverbs? What type of proverbs are now?
Make I say you said the woman about could be a youth camp for catch say every day of the month. Be also proverbs here 30 chapters, right? And you know every day be an kaibako. It's a month near 30 days. We know I can 30 in proverbs there.
Oh, it told him 26 no chapter 26 no.
Me who baby I'll call me who.
And I own him 5 already. How you okay?
Well, because I know more than so nyaseni.
More not just saying it's no I just see how the man in right? So what 26:5 in ma obia. I don't know. Does it help with dealing with people with emotional instability? And I said it worsens the case. Because why apply 4 no? Why apply verse 4 don't know? Why apply verse 4?
For the sake of maybe on him to share the all 4 and the all 5.
Yeah,
okay. Or say, hey, what you pick can no me answer no.
Okay. Verse 4 no. What's the verse 4 no?
Aye.
Verse 4 no. Or say, what or pasia ni Jimmy yeso. What you say? Now what you say or no? And that's a new pasia no or the Jimmy yeso I just saw no. Can't pass what's the minute that me pass here no. What can't pass here na? Or see ye or pasia ni Jimmy yeso the way who need to say.
Oh, nyanseni. Okay. Already my so bolo nation I am a pekanzo. Now it's a happy day. You know.
I know where the cars are. Stop radio.
Stop audio. Okay. It's you know now. Say verse 4 now. Or say no yes or no. That's when you don't go to the goddess with the person. And you know, verse 5 now, also buano. No, why nyanseni also means to say, men still no, don't go to the goddess with that person. Therefore, do not get angry and respond the person in the same manner. Yet give an answer to the person so that he or she does not think that they are wise. When you give it to them, and they will have to think twice about what you said for them to understand.
That is a professional way to deal with it, but not necessarily attack and use reaction for action, right?
Because when you do an eye for an eye, maybe now we are all blind.
Yes. Okay.
I'll keep my teeth, I'll keep my eye, then I'm going to make you blind.
Get us some of the abandoned because a wise man once told me that if you are not cautious with your actions, you always go apologizing.
Yes. That's deep. And I got the dream who said, why should you what the bim and so be different.
Okay. And I will ask a question, Abraham.
Yeah. It's not a question, but it's to add on, and then maybe you give me an answer as you've been a psychologist. Now, in reference to what the person wrote,
psychiatrist, not psychologist.
I'm sorry, a psychiatrist. Yeah. Sorry. Hey. In reference to the Anipane, the conversation was about mental health. How and the person was teaching how and Kolanioma go through trauma, how kids act and stuff. So coming on there, the host was telling her story from Ninkwala Brim, how she was beaten how on any makasa will feel, and then she has to get a reality check and say, David, let me check him home. That the husband will tell the way I name now who say, debut. This is not right. Say na yede ye me, and I'm a day by me muscle. 80 in that particular time, now the timing was really bad. The timing was really bad for that person, and I realized, oh, Baswana, and I was telling my story. Nah, sir, I didn't buy it. And that is a person. You see, let me put it this way. I think, in my opinion, I think we are too hypocritical where your community is too dishonest. Emma, it do time be and also trigger me anger sometimes. There's a person I know has broken televisions before in front of me, Bubo TVs. Then you come to public and like Phil, you said, I have been on the social media doing these kind of conversation, education and all that. And well, not for once I remember have ever lied to anybody that I don't have these issues and that, because when somebody talks about it, I own up to my truth. So you that I know you've done things, but you walk outside quietly, very quiet, to write that. It just honestly, but I didn't say anything. All I said was exactly what you just wrote. These are the things I don't like, because it triggers something. It reminds me, say, I don't want to hear that from anybody. Madam Fubia for years say me share for 20 something years. To me, Adam me fine no. That same day, me can turn it off. Me block it. Yeah, I did.
No person Friday no blocking that.
No, not that. When I pick up a phone to look for you and I get your number and I'm talking to you, let's talk about today.
Okay.
How are you? How is life? How is that? Nipa no ye mistake na obi na akoso now we are bad power. E when I'm seeing baby. I think you're still living in the past. So it was nice talking to you. Have a good day. And I hung up. And since I have not spoken to the person anymore.
So,
but sister, before we continue,
and I know, you see, I know the things you've also done. You've slept with your stepfather and stuff. I don't want to discuss that. I'm Phil, you're not getting it's how people behave, and that's what triggers things. When it me ready for fancy who we are there. How dare you call me Ashawo when you're thief?
Okay, but
no, but it's not.
But before that,
it's not right.
Before that question, no. The next we are question when I question. Next time I highlight for the back with comments. I think there are things that were accepted in Ghana, but not accepted here in the States or in the
true.
Traveling, and that was the question I mean, Busta Kosha said. In Namibia, who course so our bravo no. So Kebi our Ghana, would you have taken us to the different but we are Kosha Dena Hama for the back with Jenny?
And then I find it normal, but I know normal.
What do you mean about my main father the answer? Make about the natural part, the environment. So Ghana and its environment, certain things, right? Last week, who patient to be? Many patients, as part of my assessment, I had to ask about their past. So I asked if he had an experience of abuse. I say, and this is an answer I usually get from Impenium for. Say, the moment my friend abuse here, then it was not an abuse. Here in America, what am I saying? So, environment. Those days in America, the things we grew up in the 90s and 80s in Ghana, is what was normal for them also, right? As here, America not pushing you so far. And certain things that were done then is not acceptable even now in the same America. So the point I'm talking about is regardless of where you find yourself, understand the culture in which you are and operate within its limits. The culture doesn't permit certain things. Please do not do it just because of your background. Talking about Ghana, and you may be Hodoma, and to the point our patients in make here, which I'm tying it to Ghana, or see, yes, My father used to beat me, but that was not an abuse. If he had beaten me enough, I think I would have been more straight. What am I saying? I said now, he now thinks he said, ne papa krapo am good enough because he left home when he was 13. Then be a papa ne ye firm enough and I was straight in now. And some of the problems he had gotten into, no, he would not have gotten into it. I'm not saying beating people is okay. That is not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is having that level of discipline, but your two words are very different. Having that level of discipline is also very important because since I picked the Bible, it is your responsibility. But I'm not saying beating is the only way to train up a child. They will build resistance. After
friends say Jimmy Ebata Akoda Ekuma Hon into the Swaba. And no, how does that imply? Because sometimes
there is a place where that Swaba has
in your whole life media, right? Obi can say Obi make a statement which half and half, I cannot agree with him and I cannot don't agree with him. And we're gonna go into that. It was about funny face situation. And we're gonna after this part, near where this part, we're gonna take some instances of big situations be out 2 or 3 be discuss conversation. And I think Ghana Judas Eka say we should talk about funny face. I'm gonna do that. Or say funny face. Maybe somebody can say funny face is situational, right? Yes, or mental disorder, right? And we all know. But
no, you can't conclude this.
Oh, but that's what about show so kind. Okay, show Ghana. We show Ghana. Manok Beka say he has actually been diagnosed. Now, Oruka is suicide at one point.
Yes, but the mention is as okay, baby, I may feel benefit at all. So sorry.
I mean, diagnosing here, but no Saka.
Okay,
2019 December 15th,
Yes.
No for a fact from the noon say or say not a problem. And I mean, so make say I feel say comedy no, and I say you bet you my Jimmy no, a kakaka. What I say, I know be making statement on here so trouble, baby, I be okay. What I make an answer no. That is where I'm trying to correlate it with the internet ban. Understand? Sometimes those are needed in order to mitigate and eradicate situations like that.
Very, very much so. There is a place for that, right? But what I'm trying to say is sebe yentimi fa aba ensi osu debiasa sebe onye nantwie. And as human beings as we are, with rationalizing skills and abilities, anything that sometimes you have to speak to the conscience of the person. What am I saying? That is also a form of discipline and correction. The other thing also say you take away what they like. Talking about dealing with someone who is emotionally unstable. So if an example, somebody thriving on media publicity. If you take away the media exposure and if you hold them now, sit up. What am I saying? Say Accra, Ebia, the toys be what Jeffrey said. There is an event coming up, or you take the Niano to the event, you don't take the other one to the event because of a behavior they exhibited. That is also punishment. What am I saying? And there are various forms of discipline that we can emit out to our kids, our friends, our co-workers, even our bosses. But always be once again, culture. So only Ghana ni kasa. And can the coastal area. No? Raising our voice is not arrogance. What am I saying? It's part of how we talk. Sometimes me money to me share me say, Daddy, why are you guys fighting? Yeah, I'm quiet.
Junior so bad to say when Casa PK baby. I said, the book son of can know.
Okay, the boys in this year. Who said quickly I pulled back because of the setting.
I do too. I do too.
So,
Wow.
the setting is, I'm not going to even debate that point. I'll pull back and then generalize it and move on. Peace, what am I saying? Now, the boys in Asia, next year, sometimes kids, and not just my kids, and crying, people say, Uncle, why are you guys fighting? Uncle, why are you guys? But the point is, yeah, Sadi D and Kobo. What is that? No dream. That's the boss for problem. No go raise your voice. Why are you right up and I'll be coffee? What do I say? So settings is very important. The environment is very important. The new maybe all no ma.
Can you explain this part for me, please? I think Father Bacchus has made a very great point. And to me, no, Ghana boy, because maybe boarding school Ghana, right?
Yeah.
And training, I mean, film or boarding school, no, and new boot camp is almost the same thing. What's I make answer no? And Uber one a brofun kula, soon because of what Santium, hey, yet Santium swing near the minion. What the minion? Yeah,
yeah, the ground was a goofer. I didn't say for to area was what. And who said, may I say you will do man a punishment? You raise your voice, BBC will do. I was a bit upset because of what was happening. They were trying to address the situation, and I was very cautious to be very calm in addressing the situation, but very firm in my tone. And another one kasa. And also addressing the family. Why are you yelling at me? Also because Philip came and started yelling at us. So now I also want somebody to yell at. Then I asked myself and said, I said, make us a crowd. I wasn't yelling. No. That can be boo back. What did I say? Come to me,
and the other to football.
Wait a minute, I'm going to football. And it's part of the culture because they not expect someone to speak that firm in a tone to them like that. And they've not seen me like that also before. It's a bad son and I said, BB, and you're okay. It's culture, environment plays a role. Now, the other thing is I'll tie it into the topic, emotional instability. Let's understand they say our psychosocial support system is very critical to our health.
Maybe in fact, before no. Oh, Cassano, no, make a point to be said. And some that can also one formation air dot into the beginners and I be more one by one. And I rabba so who be used now say you want to just stop it and come in and let me know. Also, can be book I say, Ebia, many I could share your siblings, right? So I could share your some money. You didn't make an event here for uncle. On the flip side, no, be son no, not me punishment and then they say, me mom, you didn't make an event, no. Some more can be to enjoy freedom.
Because you don't want to see too. Because you don't want to see too.
And you can't punishment. And you
oh, Debbie, okay, but I can say the reverse can also be a punishment because their own penny MOY. What am I saying? The point in say their own penny and only a amount becomes a form of punishment or a discipline.
Papa Beku a question why. A new program here by a friend gazetting. It is a Casama or say to be both dating a gazette. It is Papa Beku part say about in there Saturday about 6:31 p.m. Who cares this to be a say? Funny thing, Akolana. And I say,
Maybe I
do not gas or conversical.
Men and go gas or conversical.
Let us hear why.
All right. I was making a point, say our psychosocial, right? The psychological part.
Phil, before over to us, I think I have a question on that same issue. Say, Nkolani no fie na so mudi bonea, dia wedi boneno. Yebema natnifi, na ire inkainipi. In my opinion, I think, don't you think, say, a hoka canon so no, it can have a psychological impact on that child na yama natnifi, you know. Akola antise penny. Into the young fan to say, be a young family member. Yes, an example. I have a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old. In the fan say 9-year-old na ye baby. Not because of their wire no, the Janice fee, na me de kit one AP, trying to communicate to her say, dia wire nintino, and na fee. Don't you think, say, in her little mind, no, she's going to think, say, bia, who as a parent, no, won't pena sem, intina wo yenesana.
Okay. Oh, mami chemu kakra. Dear baby, I know sometimes I think that the mistake is we don't say the why behind our actions. Just do it. Now, sometimes, you know, a man more funny who say action now we take, you know, what it's name. Example, the AKA me jawo fie nem the way ako, but I didn't explain why I'm leaving you home. I just take this one and take him or her out and leave you home. At that point, you know, I might feel say, yempe my 17 age me fie. That is one. Two, I might not even see say a part of my correctional measures. And you know, oh yeah, you know, and yes, will be our miss.
Phil, make me you don't
yeah, my main friends in and yes, hanging. Anna, secondly, you know, whatever punishment, discipline that you effect, you know, will have an effect on the person. What am I saying? So now, everybody say, Uja, the 9-year-old will feel, you know, and you're not leaving him or her by herself, though. But Abra major, you know, last, and I know, I do anyway, I'll hear you, know, as part of your punishment, we're going to go for a ball game. We are not going. Next time, if you put up a good behavior, you will go. And next time, when he or she does, please honor your promise. Sometimes we make the mistake, you say, oh, sir, near Shabo, yendi so. What am I saying? Now, after the what's actually the ball, undi so, then they don't trust you. And the other thing now, after the many day, because my cars or base, no one yet. So, why you are doing what you are doing is very important. It has to be communicated to the kid. It is part of your punishment. And to me, say, also, yeah, then you honor your role. Now, I'm not saying, say, staying home is the punishment. What I'm saying is, say, adiakobe peso be now why feelings, and now you take that away from him or her, then that becomes a form of discipline to the person. Meaning, say, in Chemuno,
no.
In Chemula, I Jumakaka, like Michelle, I intentionally asked that question because someone said a lot of these things bring rivalry in siblings. I have seen friends me, I don't like you would think said they should be close, but they are not. And what's your masema? The mentality is always, oh, we na ye pen same. Until they grew up with that, you know, that rivalry. But I think say woman diawo say I say a form of punishment. No woman knitting and wants to say na wo yeah. So because she did this, you're gonna go through this now. At least say and money you're responsible. So who's your responsibility? Because you're responsible for your action. You did this. That is why I would fear. I'm a nine say bia. Or because we been kolabia, Baku you're very good. And then you can also get a rebel. What you say? Mimi say I think say if my name is I think I'll be the rebel. Internet say wo hwe mimi suban ho every day bia na wo ye misa without an explanation. Na the no born good ne down in na automatically I'm just going to think so
right. Anything about because why is very important.
Because you don't over become bibi who can be an amazement because you have called social wine so cool wine.
Okay. Honona make say I'm say
now then you so cool wine no be.
Your culture no.
I'm just okay now so cool wine no.
Your culture ne background no. Does play a major role where your braboma a hajane. It's your happy came make us say, Ubisa say, according to you 2 years, a dear na ye, assessor new maybe, San Yoma way no mono, and no, as I say, ye reverse. And now, and no boy, ye me a day at a tea, man, different. You see how you would find adults, there are a lot of adults who never say, age, never say sorry to a person. Never. On sorry in training. Why? Because yan children is our fee. The piano. Penino was right. Okay. Yabeka said, sorry. Why? Mean sorry for what? I remember there was one time I had to kneel down the whole dawn. Was it? Yes, I'm not afraid and dawn. Meaning the movie nima. Me, I'll be called like dawn to come and sit down. And I and I kneel down. Then you'll be told. Yeah. Me, you know, me coast school or Cape Coast. It's most of the time, well, most times I was my late to school. Me take commander. Me, my man is transferred to commander. To Cape Coast, and you can get one. I bet you want to feel confess me now could do St. Augustus or not Adiachin. Me to me nearly down one. Now, my I said, would also be stubborn because not as someone me can't mean anything wrong with what I said. I didn't say anything wrong. I spoke the truth. But yes, penny, you're right. Only right for the country. Yeah, it's sanctity, now the why now feel kind of. I think I agree with you. We have no business telling somebody, okay, maybe I ne what promises some more. Why off and no pay. Okay, any na more no could be because say now, yeah. I remember when, because many was here, now Metribano, Orami Mame Dema, he's welcome. The moment I entered the room, she didn't realize that I was taking note of all that. It got my relationship with her kept getting worse. It got worse. I formed my own opinion. And there should be a balance. But it's here. Any joke, there should be a balance because one way or the other, no, they are all pumping too much because on penny one. And honestly, my brother was a very quiet guy, very respectful to my mom. Because on what Usman son got straight, maybe all could on shop quite on you be an income or be quite within 5 minutes. Miss me kwa minyama, fena me hu araba mi ko chi araba. Maybe san say no course thing. Na me hu pike, ni akọ yakọ bo kaka on ya bubu bebe se tu bi pike me refi ka ba ko na yen kan na chese say ya na meye na me ne feel so akọhwe so kakra ansa ma bedru fi eti meba no me refi me hu say ma me ji ade na ya ade nti then the anger was getting worse and it's and then no we both traveled dia pempa ni too much had difficulties but could not sustain the hardship Me no amatiasi abonte I'm still in it, still surviving. It's a balancing. The best and nanomone januma muti say try to balance these things because there's too much of niceness because nipani and nice or obuadieno pampano could result to something really bad someday. And at the old time the near another office and the near day I won't na samwase now and so and could also result to bibi foforo eti nyama me pese me ade on nyame nka ye nyina ye ho na ye ntimi
mama fa bibi nto aso na fe de ye
figure these things out.
Funny face situation is right once a project feel the flyer what should feel official name Philip Ofori to me that's his name yeah feel kind right it's 7 of us right oba na epenyi na 6 boys out of your 7 nipa 4 per and the day Ofori to me okay now feel dinechi no on deal for you into me. Me and deal for you into me. Me chiba and deal for you into me. Growing up, now people used to make that fun say, oh yeah, I could have born in 2 papa for Anton. Oh yeah, I could have born in 2 papa for Anton, right? I never took offense. Maybe I would have heard it. I never took offense to it. Miss Serena became not me call because I was immune to Sunday man number around me. Now me, I mean, oh, you can't be bitch me. I'll find something to come back at you. Man, to be honest, me my bow near call. That was growing up. That was my lifestyle. If you also not meet me to be so there, my could be actual, and I'll make sure I'm mid-19 TM, me can't me Janet. Me back from hand saying right. Recently, 2016, you could share Maryland for event to be. Anna, as them be see Obi, every me account was him so old to me for. Nipa could be in the kaya. Usubas vi se kantina o papa for Antonodon.
Hey.
Ha! Me papa can henchra with you. But also the same joke that was said as a child growing up. No. I'm funny say, hey, okay, no. 4 years ago, no, that was not funny anymore. And the main event to tell me boyfriend, no, me flip around on the person. It's not just emotional instability, no. Also your friend is saying triggers and I said,
Trigger.
I keep in the day and day.
Yeah.
But me, I sit back and I look at myself as a proud person. I did me out to me, Nana. What's I make? And I said, no, you know, I'm happy about it. Say, yeah, did me out to me, Nana. I can relate to me, Nana. Say this and this, but at the same time, no. Obianim said, oh, you cannot take the name of origin to me without connecting me to it because I'm a descendant of origin. People don't see it that way. A lot of people look like, oh, people always want to have something negative to say about it. And I'm assuming will say, you're chrome. Ghana for your chrome and say, no. We like to pick on people intentionally. Dan said Ghana, no, it was just like, yeah, dear.
Thank you.
Who is there?
Thank you.
Sister Beba, if the intention may not to pick on you intentionally, maybe say sanity, it wasn't a problem. And you know, still sanity, it shouldn't be a problem. What am I saying? Sister Mabel, we are out of Ghana, but Ghana is not out of us. We are out of Ghana, but Ghana is not out of us. So sometimes our actions, inactions, what we say, what we do, it's still because we feel that, you know, me a Ghanaian, me uncle Ghanaian, me friend and me hey, it's not an issue. So me can't say me ref, me bomb and say no say ya. Me sure say any of you will be offended, right?
So okay.
Say me kai udi na me kai na me say ya. I don't think any of you will be offended, me boy. Jo minimum edwumam na me ka asem ma ya me ka de no ko bomb and say no say what the heck you doing, man? I'm saying I'm trying to remember something. And there was another email so I be yeah. So what I'm trying to say is in certain context, you know, something is not an issue. You come to another context, it becomes an issue. For some of us Ghanaians, you know, and you money be what still say see what hard man still a issue my. But for some of us, you know, that part of Ghana no so fear. Therefore, it's an issue for us. What do I say? And you know, I don't think say always intentional. Of course, everyone also intentionally will hit you with those.
Okay. Yeah.
Say always. Then to the point of say always rewarding the good one. You have to be very careful. There is no one size fits all in dealing with people.
Yo,
Yate.
Yanko read the comments kakra embra ya ba na feel ya the funny face situation no ato so na fe de ye call your name akosia would not say they just didn't know any better. I'm good, Pastor Patience or say there is always a good side to everything. We pray to make some great impact with our pain positively. And that is one thing I feel say again, people don't just get to understand people. And oh yeah, and those of you says, are you guys brothers? Yes, we are brothers. We did the chimney, you know. And of course the humble and the quiet and the laid back one among 7 siblings. Madam I say, thanks for the bola. So back to what I was saying, you know. What's it? Oh yeah, descending now.
Oh, awesome.
Oh yeah, descending. And the end. So back to what I was saying. Some of us have been to a lot. Philly has put a comment over there, right? I went through the same situation too. My papa, my papa ex-military, right? He's that strict, boom, 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 boom. My dad barely talk. We talk kasa. Papa won any keke, right? It's me. Who to be what pack so bobo? Na about him say, oh papa catch us a briefy. Obedu feels so get na no chon. On kasa. Oh ragged, what young who say na ragged. So uncle do not say the tower down the common get down. I know fair streets no. Oh ragged no. No come here at all so no. It's at the end of the day, no. It correlates and click with you.
Me one dia fene has actually. E get me am kola ejai school ayekobolo.
Oh, there you.
One time.
Me go school no. Say na me papa me surprise visit. Wa ko asio onam kwan so be fie. Na o se ofa school aye den aba be srame. That na mo ko for Ghana's. Oba be srame. Oba na me gina administration block e bu nsuo. Obi a she white t-shirts. ana shorts me kwa me singlet ana shorts ana me singlet na to me kom ana me so school na me school Satan pa who me pa na me weigh about 140 to 135 pounds. My lenge na me tintin na me down say. I don't know say abrant here, bra. Omo mu gina ho nyina why na yi shirt. Just I won wa bo. Na we be ma wo. Ah, me ye kwa. Me come mechi want to na me to gata mu. Saudi no ebe ya there the whole Satan for them form one. The whole people says wow, PK it's that everything. Abra was it say oh you only did jaja papa ba bo I'm saying did when I calm down. But I have to do was somebody Takashi a room just to come back to be the PK awards no. It's at the end of the day no. And my mission since then in my life me who that say me shirt see yakko park bobo and that's a stadium akobobo na idia wa she go so be you atare wa dwene so papa gina park no so atwa enti me shape ma dwene pa awo that no enough for some me afi back at na me pen for some so bia but one or two shege bia de ma me no my mom say no enti say me kwa bonti pike wo che ho papa nye se be che me ho me ni ma no enti me na ma kita me kra
pike o ka say we ma fa ene me wi ane na
yes
sa say no mo aboti ase no beti ase ene be bi o do ma won and na obi ka say the way I yetete Ghana no ene Ghana ye nyoma bi nye no that is why I brought in the psychosocial support system in Ghana. And if time will permit, come on, America crazy na menka ho ase, right?
I want to make us so no. Cannot quick there. Who are not the rough on the face did him no.
Okay. Psychosocial support system. Our psychological, our social, which forms our support system.
And I may say soko no to as well.
Okay. Now, MPP ya ni ekase Ghana ye no man Ghana the way see nye share the environment in which we were no permitted those discipline. No. Second point, those kind of discipline so no shape to be better people. Might be the kind of choice say the inside your firm moving no. A bro called boot camp and you maybe I know mono a final
Father Bacchus.
You know, it wasn't a problem to him. That is the point I'm making. It shapes you to be a better person. But
and you'll be a
they make it one size fits all. And it goes without saying. Now back to the point, most of us looking back and what must say?
Right.
True. Certain things happened for which made us better. Now, Mama Mimbusa question. America has a abolish or criminalized punishments, right? These level of punishments here. What has been the crime rate? Ye say, me Bible enko school. Na ye Bible and I'm not preaching for Christianity. But when spiritual, and as a spirit is taken away from people, it dehumanizes us. What was it? And right now, the value for life, less. What was it? The third thing is, sir, no way no. If you want to know, do we know, say, it was part of our psychosocial support system? Talking about the level of discipline we had, talking about the level of strictness, the fairness, the direction we were given. Those shaped us. Those were part of our social support system. Hence, psychologically, I dream mono. And may you say, mean to me, ye BBC or BBC. Mean to me, ye BBC or BBC. Share, ye beka say Ghana, you maybe a year and ye. But Mammy Musa say, what happened? And now what you pay say, who abroad for cry, and as American near cry, our active behavior be. No, what can we do? Say, hey, I'm going on the phone. You bet see about could be yesterday. And I also say, when you be our papa de show no, who best is what can be paid? What can who be paid?
Oh yeah.
Then I want to say that one and they shape you about Mikasa, which means he said there was some value in that. Now, what this kid is doing is so wrong.
And that goes to Yaba's question. Again, it's typical example. The same thing that the parents do to us. The same thing. Maybe now you baby. And I mean, it was at your house. That catch say no, no catch him saying, but your mark, no, but when you're the force out, because they are what to be what you say about now? You should Adam and character and Shimana and I'm a belt. So what belt also by any other shock? I don't know. You're more pre-warning for you're more pre-warning for the future.
Yeah, but
why is it changed right now? Sir, I will follow standard. No, as they say, no, or move it is standard.
There be when grandparents in most cases, the same as omotiti or mama. The emotions at that point, different from when he was the father or she was the mother. What do I say? At that point, the grandkid, as the yonko, as the value for the grandkid is different from the value for the child. The grandkid, ababe yet to say, for a want of better words, the pet be. And affection is different. As a baby, one shame ye na say one man said the from right.
Friendship babies
no at a team of frana, one shame ye na show mutechu. Anything they want, they get. Whatever they have, they will sit it to no this is an or babette to now. Obwa. It's not going to happen. What do I say? Yes, emotional that treatment is yet different.
So should they apologize for what they did? Like
no, they should not. Because PK, you and I will agree, say, and Kenya no.
Maybe then they may be too.
I think I disagree with you on that a little bit, Dr. Phil. I think they should. If
apologize?
Yes, no, not apologize as in, but in fact, we were too hard and sorry if you had felt the certain kind of way. But then again, like you said, why and whatever communication. But then again, there should be some. I'm sorry, because I remember one time my mom called me and said my grandmother had said something very harsh to one of my cousins. And I'm saying, why are you telling me this here and minifi? And as someone walk on said the same things. No, I was say, Minka Manun to Minko Pachon. And while I was yes, me very sorry. I didn't know all that. And it made me feel good. And I told her, I said, on check it again. Because
since I answer that to answer, I'm not saying a parent should not apologize to their kids. Be taken out of context. I'm not saying a parent should not apologize to their kids. And I'm also not saying if something went wronger, you should not apologize. But what I'm saying is a blanket statement said we should apologize, and I said they should apologize to us for how they raised us. And America said, na can the way we raise you and also no. Given all I'm saying is the context.
I think so. Doreen, I've said it all.
The earlier comment was
yes.
What it was. Yeah.
Yes, and she started by saying, I think by the time the children or the kids come now, the grandparents have learned a better way of training with the children. And I feel they have updated themselves like iPhones. It's
a better way.
It's Mama means I am me.
Hey,
then just all flex you. Sorry. Sorry.
That I had two thoughts. One, my mom said, "Make a yeah."
So, what kind of thought was
Funny face.
Okay, what am I making started with the Amikai about the apology, which I think I'll share my own personal experience. And I think that PK project comments be said they didn't obi chose they didn't they raised us to the best of whatever.
The best way they knew how.
So let me share my own experience. When my mom, I have a lot of emotional baggage, yeah. Because in the community I grew, I was tagged one as a sports brat. That was one. As a kola all because of the way my dad was. And to me, I was that typical kid now. You understand? But it was far from that. I don't remember with Papa say Obumi. My dad is a talker, or no bekasa. Mami mame de ebro. And see, I grew up not liking my mom. And I'm not shy to say it. Me mami you be an me penasem. And when I think I became friends with my mom when I was in the university and I'm a statist. I said that time I was beginning to understand life, relationships, and the treat you by and I said I say mama me because of the way my dad used to treat her. And I'm in a year close. But even close, I'm in my year. Me and my mom cannot talk even on the phone for 10 minutes. Fight be Pisces, yeah. And then in fight be pipe because I harbor so much against this. I remember saying when she came to visit me one afternoon, oh yeah, BB, and it just triggered me because I felt like treating me, said yeah, and I remember telling her, say she is in my house and she will have to play by the rules. And I didn't care she was my mom. And she was hurt. And I think the whole period when she was here, me kume fi ejuma baby on him said tension apart because everybody my mission them to say tension apart, right? And he had he took time to talk to my mom to tell my mom some of the things I was going through. And he said, no, have a conversation with your mom. So I had a conversation with her, my childhood. And the only question I asked her was, me person my crime for all the things that she did to me. And the explanation she gave me, it was all hearsay. But maybe ya kolabia won't come in now won't go. Me, that's my personality. So I remember saying the neighborhood where I grew in, or mami penimu, and neba, me age. Now it's in Yashu. Now I can't just name down for me. Now me, I babaka chem say me name down for me jail. Me jail. Because I grew up fighting for myself. So the moment you say that, na minim say me nya wo shune bia, say you're treating me with fear and he. Because okay, yeah, you will say, my dad is spoiling me, me who a hint, who be di matem no. Make a chose a show be because me pass me who you saying, but make a chose a show be na meko. But you see, when they are going to narrate the story to my mom, they don't say it exactly what happened. No way deal in short. At work so. My dad is a typical type. I wouldn't if you be kana oba ne bas or be walk you out of his house and tell you so be abanya get out. That's my dad. Me mani wo be boom wa who say yes wa boom. And for me, all the boy me I was innocent. I'm being honest here. I was very, 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 very innocent because one come here, men come, but all these. I remember there was a woman. This woman happens to be my headmistress actually. And I think I did something in class and they took me to her office. Neba so ewa me a year kind of saying me class. You know what she did? My cheeks out, me what chubby cheeks treating me collab. This woman pulled my cheeks like oats or tree air to me. And when she was done, I just asked her a simple question: do you do this to your daughter? And also my rude. You understand? I just want to understand. Well, as I have grown, I could say I'm madam for pa, PK madam for me, PK as in Phil. But wo beka, kosia beka me basema, minini beno. You see what that thing has done to me? Because me need trust in my gun any pay me unless I gun me need trust in my penibia. Into who you be now become a basem chreme. Me maybe saw me benim what happened, and I'm gonna take me banny dim truck. I'm gonna take my kid's word over you because me my mom did not take my word over those people, even to listen to my explanation. Me a kolabia obani bia mpese. And Akosha, you grew up, you heard some of the stories. Quite recently, you were telling me some of the things. It's ridiculous. And
Sure.
Mpachofio meba.
Okay.
She say, a brono meeting. Obi feel say my dad is spoiling me, right? Into Obi and person baba and me baby agro. So I play with the guys in the neighborhood. I was always in the boys. Almost tennis, almost button, almost. And lucky for me, I grew up around some good brothers too. And you know, I'm always in with these guys. And then at my teenage age, when I didn't even know anything about sex, na me mami fie juma ba, na mami penimu. Then you meet my mom and you tell my mom that all the boys are sleeping with me. You understand? And as I sit here, my dream, when my mom came, I told them, like, I don't know anybody in our neighbor, any guy in our neighborhood who can even boast. So we're going to tie that. So it was all that beating for unnecessary beating. And it was a big community. Now you're bo. Now we want the next minute. Yes, master got tired. You're walking now with you. Ayo do. You know, it's Charlie.
Yeah.
Okay. Because mommy explaining Bibi what I say. Who's there? Where a public?
I think so. Before I explain, this is the part now. I think Sakusha was saying, and on that note, the parents have to apologize for the person to feel.
Oh, maybe they imagine my apology.
No. I'm just saying that to see Phil Castle, all cap don't fit all. Says what's one size don't fit all. Don't know. I think that's what in my case, I needed it because me papa come in school way or two before me you know, and then papa me I drop out of college. And later on, they're not kind of me, but because of my dad, me I don't. It's so much less in here, Bobby. What I say, at the end of the day, it's different. Some of us needed it. Some.
And that is what I wanted to explain. Say, I'm not. I think I said that. I'm not saying say.
If but you're not the funny face, they're not being why.
Okay, if you did something wrong, you should not apologize. That is not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is say. Who's the way a public forum a year? If we take an individual case, the approach and everything will be very different. It's in the American year, very, very general. Very, very general, like a typical Ghanaian setting and some America. It's no see a funny back a very, very, very different. Into San America. But really, I agree. If you do something wrong to anyone, you have to apologize. Now, was with the best intent, but I was still wrong. I still have to apologize. What was it? It's that one there. Yes, I agree fully. But now, what's it mean?
I also need an apology though. I'm sharing from there to come and listen. Oh, shall I leave a papa with you? Oh yeah, I leave a papa an apology about it. Do too, Mola.
Yeah, and yes, that one there. But as I said, what I was saying, was more of a brother.
I mean, keep in charge. Oh, I can't funny face assignment. Maybe we discussing emotional instability. Leave my funny face alone. Now, what am I want to make cry? I can't. You're not
okay. Funny, do
you think the funny face have emotional instability?
Oh, and dear, I think it's I think most people agree, including possibly him. Talking about emotional, because what can UTV? I'm saying on it, Louis Koshi or
can I do that? We feel what? What's the to say normal? But me kakachara. What's so that?
For not back in the do here beating.
I think that's a cocky out. A cocky artist. A cocky artist. What people we are chew flow. Do you do that to your daughter? The Lord
but because when you say obu my obu na hano but o can him so and no ye ne more because as who there what will work and then you use that punishment but when the NTC the other one also say ebane say emotional on UTV they no ne he talked about his emotions. I think he said it would be fair to say with his emotions he may be aware he gets emotional very quickly. So in terms of him, I've listened to a couple of people close to him.
With my hold on the S3 way, why? Moment of laughter. I
know.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
Which is the
I can't have 5 minutes, but I mean the 10 minutes, but also now your point. My friend said 15 minutes later. The film, yeah, God. Now, and only before I feel crab casa, the my man in casa first. No more.
Okay, all right, cool.
Now, who do a chat to? Yesterday, co-host number 1. Although I catch that mission, said, "Do you do that to your daughter?"
Do you do that to your daughter? There, do you do that to your daughter? Come on, maybe.
What do you make of funny situation?
Yeah, but
funny deal with it. His situation.
Funny face.
Yes.
Well, media funny face. I think say bibi enkoye watoche kakra.
Oh, I know the
oh, a word. It's a word. It's a word. I was seeking for help, right? Also seeking for me. You see, you would say people like this, no, say then we should have sympathy on them, right? But nipa baako, you fighting everybody. Wagasa out to one na drink catch or say obi aye obi. But deep down within you, wouldn't say nipa no nye. And I say obi, and there are people like that. When you almost but omagasa a catch or mo say why you almost bibi. And then it triggers something in them and then they are misbehaving. Me sympathy menya man and say on seeking for help. Yeah, it be before na na mental health no and too. You feel say but me and you'll be like what running home, right? But I mean there's is it chemical imbalance? Nancy crime me TB na say be as na emotions and baby na my sister be catch him say I'm in fact is a vitamin D or a vitamin B or say then it will help me with my mood. So can I say? So these things are there. Emotional instability and just say why but I say BB, but seek help for your own good because do baby and I say you are becoming a nuisance. I mean that's right now. That's how in as much as mobile, that is how I see because me when they say you're threat to society. What you say? No, yes, because
but you have to give us why. Why would he say that? Why do you
think? Been in a warning shot, yeah, king. What you make and obi na kumatesano. Like and Papa was saying, he shouldn't even own a gun. Because you never know when an emotion in be trigger, obi. Are we gonna wait till he does that answer? Yaka say, hey boy, we never think me. I guess we don't need kakani meka ye host me co-host me kasa.
Mate.
Me jama eh.
Jujo.
Funny face.
Yeah, below.
Funny face. My heart bleeds for you, just like my heart will bleed for anybody who has cancer, diabetes, any other person that is going through something. Yours happens to be in the brain, in your mind, and it's equally like ubi enya empathy for is the same thing that this guy is going through. If I would not use certain words for a person who has cancer, diabetes, I won't use any word for any other person who has a psychological issue. And also, I have no business even talking down on that person or even giving it any other qualification or any other name. I hope those that claim to love you will understand the phase you are in. I pray God give them the wisdom to know how to talk to you, to seek help and not mock you and not make you feel like they are coming after you and not make you feel like something is wrong with you, like you're the different person. No.
Feel really question about feel really question because you've made that point before.
Is it financially stable?
No. The reason I'm asking is what's it? Anyone might it cause a lot of problems.
Oh yeah.
I just want you to move back out there now. No answer for the back because I'm about to take it off.
Na say beme bia oye normal kra onisika ne ne yesesa na brabo wo fie sesa. Judas Magia, I love you too. 18 no ena maka no mesre se obi benya abadaye ama abrantie no na nyame be ma no nyansa a ode be ne be kasa amana sinase. It is one thing to speak and another thing for people to understand you. Okay, so we'll be kasa, but one as a way deaf to the person, but the person is talking and it's frustrating. Say, I'm speaking, make a baby, I'm talking, but ubi auntie the American. Neni ye no kasa or de kasa cherem iti. I hope say ubi bete nene ewo, in the silence and help him to help himself for the sake of the children, for the sake of whoever he is, to the people that love him, like Nkwalani are there, because regardless, no, Obi pulling the energy from that guy. Okay? Obinti on ninti no obi ti ase. Ninti and obi koda was sorry say adie bechi no be say funny face. Egusto it was social media. Yeah.
Question. A question. You made a very, very good point, which I really like, but at the same time, it's juggling in my mind, and I have a little problem trying to comprehend with it. Let's say you're gonna treat him the same way Sebi Obu cancer and Obu Yafophobia all seeking for help and all battle where you are right now. We treat him. But see, in front of those instances, and Philip, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm always wrong, anyways. In front of those instances now. Do you think Obi or cancer, I don't know, goes around throwing tantrums on people and calling people names, insulting people?
Obi or cancer will not call people names because you're not joining So I don't know. I honestly don't know if I want to answer this question, to be honest. I think
I mean, you
clearly and no, PK, I've told you this. When it comes to Adrimu, it's very emotional and personal to me. I spoke very little, I try, and you could sense the shake in my voice. And I spoke simple, so I don't want you to question me. If you think Obi Anadrimu, into Kasafi Wadrimu, it's Obi Adrine, meaning say, oh, please don't cut me off.
Let me answer that question.
Don't cut me off. Cancer, it's that simple. That's what I'm trying to say.
Nobody's cutting you off. First, again, we try to have a discussion, okay? And we are here to ask questions to clarify things out. Obiani, the way will take his situation how it is. The question that I'm asking, me busa because I say Obisusu, I want to me find a question. I'm to him say no. And to me busa me that question. It's me busa that question. Say, okay, so also treating us because who was somehow kind of say I'm treating just like the way I'll treat Obi or cancer.
Okay, let me answer.
Thank you, Phil. Please answer that.
No, I understand the question, so let me answer.
No, maybe I'm hosting the show. It is any cancer. That's why we don't already. Shouldn't we treat the person differently or much more in a different way?
No.
In a much more concerned way than Obi or cancer now.
No. It shouldn't be more concerning. It shouldn't be very different. Everybody exhibits a symptom of their disease. If I have hypertension, my symptoms will be, say, I'll be dizzy. So if I'm dizzy and you're going to empathize or sympathize with me, if I am mentally ill, depending on which mental illness, my symptoms will also be different. So if I'm exhibiting that symptom now, the empathy should be about the same. If somebody has cancer and they are battling it and going through radiology and all of that now, yes, they might be losing hair. And you know, ebia as family, no, yen as our friends, the yen to support that person. That is the kind of support they need. So you give the kind of support that person needs to the person. And you know, to say the akosia kaya no, yare, need you know na dream. What do obi de one iti, obi de one nine. So PK, your question is very legitimate. And anytime I do a mental health educational program here with any group of people, this is how I actually started. Because when we understand they say a period, they are different from how our own DNA. And you know, let's look at just in that spectacle. So that is the answer to the question. We can
question I may busai no. Ebi I want to see you.
The main part say so be one mental illness and just say more broad different be more and yes na then we try to say oh mental illness now who the do a serious say obi or cancer. What must I say?
Yeah, the level of bro and I'm a patch.
Okay.
I said the path of how would be dealing with the person or no. Because say actually maybe question that maybe busai no was to solidify nipa question of busai no and not to solidify or not some no kind because we want to no before say oh so do ya there and you okay but PK do ya so there and you okay it's time to that way and they say it's time to that way no just to know say okay say also be treat to be equally on that level now. Are we talking about equity or equality?
No. Okay, can I answer this myself? So I think I've taken a deep breath. I can talk. PK, you asked me to comment on the guy's issue. What I think, and I said, I am looking at him like obia or also cancer or diabetes. Whatever it is, any kind of yare we are so whatever it is that is going on with him, no, to say hey yare, I can't give it any other name but that. That's how I'm looking at him. All I said was I'm praying. Say obi better na see. Na obi hunu ha wone ne bekasa. Na ono so be te sa asem no. Na what's me akosiki for help. I don't know how else I would say this to make it understandable. The truth is that looking at the community we come from, when obi wa adwene mu yare a, no, it's kind of either it's a mockery, some kind of words that has been used for it. It's difficult. Emma obi empo nebusuani mpo was yare na obeye bold aka ho atamana so be seeking for help. Do you know how that feels? It hurts. Obi or cancer, it is cool. You can talk about it or cancer, but about abodamwa, we act different and we talk different about it. And that is something that bothers me. It does, PK. If you want me to say this, then I'm saying this. It bothers me, and I could trust me, say I can cut people off. I don't care how close I am with you. If you talk and mock and use certain words about this mental health issues now, I look at people different when I hear them talk, to be honest. Because cancer, okay? Depression, it's same yare. So if you will not use certain words or talk bad about Obia or what cancer, why didn't you talk about Obia and also not doing I touch him in a different way? No? Why do you say it some funny way, you know?
And that is exactly what I was saying. Somehow kind of first was not clear enough like the way you just explained it right now.
So I made it short. I try to make it short.
But we have to understand that we are here to educate. We are here. So if you make it short, not no people me that question now. My job is to ask, and that is what I'm doing. It's the point that I wanted to make, and then they say is also for me say it's not about say but I was actually the path now over fast when they say okay, only maybe we are going to this situation. Say obinya cancer not mean to be found serena. There's not okay to stigmatize somebody else. What's the make? It's not okay to stigmatize somebody else because such stigmatization, no. Education in the Ghana. It is a miss of some to say about what we can do is a better educating the panel. I'm not say, maybe I quite out the fashion and you're okay. But not necessarily say me getting all, with you about it. But yes, this is not a courthouse to judge anybody. This is a platform I use to educate people for everybody to understand. Say, many are there situation by right. People call me and I say, Bobby ma brantiano no. For all you know, no, Ebiana spiritual. For all you mean, the images are there about that. Be the misu opinion, no. I feel it's more to that. It is maybe who are there more on that level. Even though I was the one that was threatening, no, me who are there more on that level. It took one part Bobby ma are there for that case, you know. And I still love my brother. They will tell them in other platforms, and then or come me maybe are there where we are. Second bank made it, but no, that's not what it is. It will be that you know, see my now, you made a very valid point. Say, is Adair's viewers the problem or Adair himself is the problem? What's the make? So it goes beyond. People don't understand. It's no people to me fool because you don't know how to deal with somebody. This is why we're educating ourselves on how to deal with people. It's a fail to us all.
Okay. Yabase with every 100. Actually, one out of 4 be our mental health issue. So now, to say yeah, now Sister Koshia, let's say a public figure starts to lose weight, starts to look different, right? Let's say who say cancer, the way the media will treat the conversation is very different when we are suspecting, say, and now we feel, say, or we know, say, somebody has a mental health issue. And only Eka say, the way the empathy and the emotions with which we talk about somebody with a medical condition, it should be about the same with which we talk about someone with a mental health condition. Now, the second question as to how it differ from symptom to symptom or from person to person. Okay, so now back to funny face idea. What funny face is exhibiting, and I think it's the Arabs in the kind, it is a cry for help, and people will have to listen. Who's a maker? Bibi said there are some people that seek attention, and in seeking attention, it is a way of seeking help, and the kind. Na obi better want to say, but most of our celebrities have mental health conditions. Okay,
100%.
Said earlier, said 1 out of 4 statistically, do have a mental health problem. Therefore, if you take any group of people, there is that percentage in there. So it is of no surprise that when we take the celebrities, we also have some. It's a given the statistics. And they're funny, earlier on, I talked about a condition called borderline, where they seek attention, they draw attention to themselves, they play victims, and some of these things I'm talking about, based on videos via Mashishe, and I'm not diagnosing him. That is not what I'm doing, because professionally, I can't do that based off circumstances or events surrounding him. But based on Nyoma Kakra, Nenkrofe one huni bi akeka, and Amede Ekasasebi. So when they try to draw attention, play victims, do all of that now, it may be a sign of, once again, seeking help. But let me say, those people typically were threatened with suicide. And also say self-harm behaviors. These behaviors, because unlike other disorders where they tend to act on it more and is very lethal now, this group does a lot of behaviors that typically would not be very lethal to kill themselves, but very harmful. Now, it is very toxic, adding, because when it comes to personality behaviors now, the people themselves typically do not accept to say they have a problem. And here they decline. When you don't accept to say you have a problem, it's very difficult to treat. Now, the people around him, and also around us, if we are to have a problem like that, it is very important to say we provide the emotional support. But I'm not saying say we should aid in the behavior. It's just say, oh, you cry for help, and immediately I have to jump to aid, give you what you want. You cry for help, I jump to aid, give you what you want. Then also can entity no. So when you're the right, it can shape some of these behaviors. And in giving the support, there has to be limit setting. You have to be firm and you have to be direct. When you're talking about something that do not leave room to for a lot of interpretations, you have to be very direct. Say yeah, and it has to be black and white. Say say, oh, let me say X, Y, or Z. What am I saying? And I was said BBI very straightforward. For the community, even the celebrities, some of the people are listening on radio, and our culture experts say, oh, radio and TV, and I'm not saying they are all smarter than anybody else. No. But what I'm saying is we expect them to act professionally and also be more a yikakra. Sebe, and somebody go on to say obi car. And yeah, me busa me say, why are they giving the platform? Metie on OKFM, Ola Michael, and another lady be. And the way they were discussing for the faces issue, personally, I had a problem with it. But I do have a problem with this. For you in the media space, on a platform like Despite Media, come on now. It's about time our society, gives its people something better. Yen timint na say kasasa. Oh, adwemu yare so okoye o abodam na so masa yen kasasa. We don't do it like that. Well, you're making the person actually build a wall for which they will not seek help. Pardon me if I'm getting passionate about this and not say emotional about this, because because on this media and on these platforms, something better has to come out of it. If the people on the streets, and I'm using on the streets advice, if people on the streets are to even talk like that, it's a bit different. You can pardon them. But not when you have a platform like Despite Media and also say multimedia platform. Come on. We should do better. We should. And part of why these people are not seeking help is partly because of the way we are treating them. Now, you talked about stigma. Knowing very well the tension around this. And we talked earlier about how to deal with people who are emotionally unstable, right? And we're talking about stigma. And knowing very well said the stigma attached to rates and all that, Sammy Flex, so the last time he had a problem, I led in the friend now, said, and was so secure up and the buffet or hang phone. Yes, he was right in doing so, because you don't, I don't know if people need extra training on how to do this. Their platforms has to give them, please, their platform has to give them trainings, because this mental health issues is becoming more on the forefront. And I would have thought to say platforms like that would have prepared their people to better handle situations like this. Because what do you now, Kasa?
Sorry, wait a fetch me. I feel say I mean correct statement now, lady, to make here. Let me just say, will it change your submit? Or say, do you think you need help? And I know so is the same as go and seek help.
PK, where? What am I saying? You call me on a media platform on air, and then you ask me, say, one can say, do you think you must seek help, Keko? Psychological help. And I may just say, knowing the stigma attached to people who have psychological issues, now we're from the Prakono on air. If beside the question now, the place is wrong.
But
What is the relationship?
Yeah. On this video, I'm share. I'm sure beginning, the conversation was normal. Then it started rising.
Because beginning the next I may flex the neck as I may.
Yes. Anna find start to ODD at him. And that's what I can say. And a lady in the said, the lady actually is a psychologist. What American I said. So I said, do you think say you will have to go seek some help? Oh no, didn't attempt to hang up the phone. It's me what you trying to say.
I can be because that context no here. That lady in the Casana funny can say I can't quote him, but he said something to the extent he said, okay, be any idea, I will respond her. Okay, that part. Hey, I wanted to put it in that context because we're forewarning. So no matter your background, you should then be careful. Say this person is one heated already, which you could tell from how he was talking. Watch out, say, and this is not the first time we've been in the Casa 7. 82, watch out, say, don't go there. That is the signal he was giving. And you still go there and ask me on air if I have to seek psychology. Master, Mekato. What must I say? It's the damage of her. So I didn't want say Same and then Casa. Then the response here different from say lady Nene Casa. Because of once again the relationship. What must I say? Or they two so no yeah, brasa me for back. And or they two so. So which gives you the signal say, brasa me, I still have the respect for you, but I cannot entertain this. And or they two so. So I'm talking about timing and place. It's very important. But to the recent one, the way it's being handled, I think it's Unia, they should do better. Come on now. It's 2020. We should do better about mental health issues and its discussions. It's way beyond time. We have a lot of educational platforms. We have a lot of programs that is being done. We have a lot of stuff that is going on about mental health. This year has heard more about mental health than any other year, in my opinion.
I was about to say something, and I've got one tremor again now, bro. But maybe I could share with me some question because I want to go another route with it. I could ask you a question, and now, me family dinner, bro. Okay, we're meeting her, so I don't think she's available right now. So let me ask you my question before if Akusha okay, Waba. Akusha was a question now was a field whilst he was in the middle of when talking. We're meeting her. Okay, I will not let you talk right now. Okay. It's Phil, this is another tangent I want to go with it, right? I will put up a question and my main highlight I will question you. I said this is what this is what their publicists and people around them should be doing. So basically, don't you think his phone should be taken away from him and people should be around him? And I said maybe there should be a different way it should be handled. Because again, my problem is from Ghana, they don't understand this whole situation. Okay? From Ghana, they don't understand this whole situation. I have to take a question off because of the current situation, right?
No, you're all right.
From Ghana do not understand this whole mental health education. Okay? At the same time, nipa na de ne eya no eso ntiase menim say bia who follow direction am dey ba yanya in an exchange way with Kanye West. West has almost similar the same thing.
Yeah, bipolar.
Okay. And also the depression kick in and your friend is saying different personality we know are like bipolar now can right okay it's going through Kanye West situation, right? And everything that he went through and how he was going about things, taking microphone from people, saying, coming on social media, say whatever he was saying, right? I don't know where I'll go about it, but I didn't see him. What can I say? No. So if he got to that point now, maybe his phone should be taken away from the publicist and you finish saying, now the doctor, I might make sure say the near corner, because education, no. This education be no Ghana no. It's me honestly, right? Funny first, Do you know how I also took it? And please, if you have a problem with the way I stand now, I'll have a problem with you. Because maybe your opinion is different from your opinion. And a professional standpoint in there, maybe when they said Funny Face was playing too much, I saw the comedy name rim. What did I make? And I said, no. And I was like, is it dealing with this in the comical way? And I said, was shut down and all your so now it gets to bother me. And it can bother people around Funny Face too. So doing right by him. If the people are, because honestly, that's what I said yesterday on Hello. I feel okay. Comedy no too much. And I said, simply put, Jimmy too much. There's time you need to be serious about it. I don't think he's at the point whereby now it's so severe. It's only your even though they never were trigger right? Kofi Aduma made a very salient point yesterday. Or say, Uncle Bana Mekasaga Funny Face would have got better. But have you also thought about Obama's emotional standpoint, right? You know what she has been with Funny Face?
Maybe sorry, as I'm not. I was a tremudodo. Mamenya na yika kwenye sa before meniso.
And then you lie by line.
Yeah, lie by line. Now, what was it? You're talking about the people around him. What can I say? Maybe Councillor Neutral can say Ghana celebrities don't have managers. What can I say? Yes. If they did have managers, they would have managed the situation. I think, say, about a couple of months ago, I did a video on mental health conditions and politics. And I talked about some public figures, some politicians that have mental health conditions, yet they performed, including Abraham Lincoln, Diana, Princess Diana, so many others, even Kanye West. So now, with all that is going on, in the Ghanaian setting, would his manager, publicist, be able to take away his phone? That is a question. Now,
and that's Pastor Patient say if you take it, that's how he releases the stress. So you release your stress by saying, Obia, well, and also, all this stuff about Obi Mami said, let's be realistic over here. Obani and a mother. In that case, mother. And a funny face, why money funny face, what would be your reaction? Now let's get realistic with this right now.
Okay. From my background, I'll ignore him. I'm not going to go to the gardens with him. But let me tell you what, though. I'm not saying this like a woman. That is not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, now you're talking about say Odidi Agrododo. Let's look into the context. He is a comedian, right? Who is emotionally unstable at this point. Therefore, what he's doing may come out as comedy. But at this point, and why interviewer? I say comedians, Salim Kone, Abeku Santana, or Natu. And Abeku Santana can say, comedians, sometimes more cast and crop, who went to take you serious and went to take it as a comedy. And I think, say, in this case, that is part of where people can distinguish the two. They say, funny, comedy. What do I say? Any comedy. And the threats and the insults that he makes out to people and their families, I'm not saying say, hey, okay, Debbie. I'm not saying say, okay, cry. But what I'm saying is, say, what's it, baby, or feedback, so I see, the way Ubehu's animal also very different. And part of the problem, say, oh, yeah, it makes it worse. Let me give you an example. Sister me patch on me bow. Me who wait me say flex.
Before your example, what I'm saying, I'm first on the trend. Who now might be tears? The point Nipa and him say it's real situation going on.
And that is my point too. Nipa and him because
I have a problem with people who don't.
I know we are the experts here. We are the experts here. That's why I'm coming from a layman's perspective.
I'm not patching about. It go happen live. Watch my platform. I'm about to drop this. Say, do you know what you put Mami Yabwa also as you do into? You know how her credibility has been dragged down, and now people have been calling names. And to me, the point I'm making is that I was thinking, sir, it was way off trending until some customers no Charlie, the guy gets serious problem, and I'm going to say no, so serious problem. The Sabi Jimmy, no, I am more. He needs to calm down, and people will look at him differently. It's okay when you need help. It's okay to accept I need help. Accepting say you need help.
It's okay, but it's not easy. Arabs can now feel their mental mass.
Yeah, me person me can say. The frequent attacks and say he has a problem, right? When he did it to his first wife, did any of us think say he had a problem? So be accused in the first wife, so on him mema whilst with him on him mema 47 and other. No one the community yetimu. It's even going to be difficult for her to even find another suitor. This is what I am saying. But one will say, once I've indicated the first wife, but do we know the griever? First wife. So what I'm saying, let me point and say, yes, I can understand that there's something medically going on with him. But should we also allow him, just for his sickness excuse, to also abuse other people? And you'll be no best survive. What's your Mimi say me family who see what me if I am the current wife now? Because I keep telling people, so when we follow stories, let's be objective and listen to everybody's side. Because one Becca so funny face that is so good girl who fenyane. Man Becca on some and you know, even to the extent say we these social media users now escalating because this girl was pregnant without us even knowing. So on exactly the number of people who took to social media cursing this woman for what has she done?
What business in the same? Business in the same.
Education is for the people, not funny face or the lady. It's for the people.
PK, anything I make say for the populace who
talking about our where them is program your power and can send a link number, but yeah, we should have closed at 2:00 and yeah, because of funny face situation, you know. Feel 5 minutes now. Oh, sorry, in 2 hours. It's, you know, Phil Eden and Nubesi 5 minutes now. You did you made another way where that were Minisanka will become where them is Fatchemi. Kaba and Temna can come with the link near to home out. Where the Sarah Fatchemi will be patcho.
Okay, my try I'm making in 5 minutes, right?
Understand
they say what he's doing also is at the detriment of others. Okay, that one we can dispute. Every illness, semi or cancer, necessarily will make cancer be serious. And Crawford around me also will be affected because now you have to maybe call off work, take off work, something like a bit affected also. So also the mental health in the society. When I'm mentally ill, whatever I'm going to do is also going to affect the people around me. Now, funny face is the oil, I understand. It affected the people around him and the people he talks about. I understand. Now, the people that he is talking about, have to be prepped and also have to be given help. What am I saying? But as part of the help, yes, some of them you have to come out and talk. Some of them you have to use the silence language. And on the say, example, Calibos and Lewin, around the same time, the funny face attack your mummy and Meboa. Calibos and Casa.
Because I told him not to.
Me pacho say.
But don't also see Charlie. Semi relationship.
I understand.
Relationship. He wants to come out and speak, boss. Yakoka say, back pass. I don't
you can't mention Mupi higher bounty. So the mention say, yes, it affects a Calibos and Sway. But what do you say? With some of these things, time will tell. And the Arab sky, the first wife, I'm back out and Bekasa. I recently found out said no a CID.
Yes.
I said, because of her job and everything, she had to make a very quick decision as to whether to respond in public or not to respond. She chose not to respond. She dealt with it. At this point, anybody that follows the story, will vindicate the first wife. Memoir. And sometimes, yes, it will hurt now. Then
and that's why I disagree with you.
No. Professionally. The second one is professional. Because 5 minutes into best.
I disagree with you professionally because it said time will tell. Arab just told you, say, Phil,
I didn't think that make us so say if now we are affected, also have to be helped.
It's the case of Barbara Tomia, you could bone to money we suffer, right?
Okay.
Do we know what went through? I could do that level, no.
To be frank, I don't know too much about their story. I don't know what they did and did not do. But anytime I say the people that are affected also have to be helped. What am I saying? Would it be your friend of caregiver fatigue? So I always want to use medical and mental. Would it be a friend caregiver fatigue? So like your friend say, I have a stroke, I'm paralyzed, my wife never share me. Baby, no, my wife will get caregiver fatigue. My wife will have to be helped to be able for her to help me. So in this case, the people that are being affected will have to be helped. Unfortunately, we are in a profession that means sorry keke. Now, there are casualties along the way for any mental health condition. Most of the mental health conditions, let me put it that way, that happens. Obi kumobi out of the paranoia bi owo. Men case only pakona yekunu is not affected or their family is not affected. But what I'm saying is the action was because of some command hallucinations the person was having. What do I say? Now, Meka, in terms of either aiding the behavior or managing the behavior, when Calibos, though affected, did not speak, how far did his go? When Kojo Castle win, though affected, fed on it and carried on with it, how did that go? They make a motive say.
When the end wasn't acceptable, the way he went treated Funny Face was wrong.
Okay.
Only said the only one in himself Funny Face needed help. Or sudden no kejagum.
Thank you. Okay, maybe that may say who is the bully no?
The one is the bully.
Yes. Okay. But in this case, I need to make us say yet baby ofi basia. Bia the way I be handled not very different. And the way I be handled so will also tell how far he will even go with all these. Now, I'm not saying say a being Sibio, because that is how he will react to issues. So I say now the wife baby mama no. Like I say, my videos also when I videos I see. But then the way he will say it makes it seem like some felony video be I don't know about the person. But at the panel it might not be much. If also so it gets worse and it makes the person also worse. There is a fine balance with which you have to handle these cases. So why I handle the year PK assembly Jimmy.
So the question is, how do we handle situations like Funny Face Day and nothing and they were train? What is the best way for Ebusia for no and I don't for mobile no. Any good media caucus how to deal with this situation, because what is going on with Funny Face is not right. And again, I totally condemn the way he's been treated. But at the same time, let's not forget to say the ripple effect, I affect Obana and Kulana woman for their future should be the paramount also. It's equally just as Funny Face because every Obana it will be a severe situation than what Funny Face is going through. What I say, attention also here. So here attention to stop it now. Now so bomb the mom for man now. And so more now we are going interview. Now we are going interview. So you see those bad practice of media I can't because Ghana for your because I said you show is here right. Sabi producer say I mean but I hear nipa here go so. You show is here right. Nipa was no was in ra na many kokumenu interview with that day. It's not the same people that was na many Judas interview. What's the mechanism? Because Sabi for the and then because some people will come and just rally around to listen and not to educate themselves. It's okay. Phil ni Araba on talk before my interview. Araba what you saying? What's the first say? Phil, what's the say? What's Araba day? That hey, you need a problem, no?
Okay, but PK wouldn't be.
Now the financial one about say could it be say he's financially unstable now winning national financial?
Oh, that one there.
Now yeah.
Any stress a piano can trigger, and financial instability can also be a stressor. So it could be a trigger, but of course I don't know his financial status. But yes, finances can be a trigger. Now, Araba KBB and PK, you also seconded, which I agree. The general public, we are getting into the habit of something comes on social media and we are quick to comment, especially based on one information that we have. You're very careful. Nina Kahubi. When you say, Araba statement okay said the ekosunyina kono ne baby mama na ebia kobeku no it's partly because of the public fool na over the markets no mudi di oba na tem no e masem ne ye more akeka me ene me mane papa na nko ade a minim de we ositinti ke ha mekese ba se be wa wonni mi nseme na wonni masem ni mu na wodi wa no to ma wodi mi tem sa bo mi dua no eno na masem ne ye me ya. Enti yenso no se ye kuku na keka ne bejai. De toso mienu ebra yes and no, it makes me the perpetrator to think he said I am right. Therefore I continue to do it.
Oh.
So you are aiding my behavior. Si ye kuku na keka ne bejai. De toso miensa one I want hono will have to do a better job. Because seka sebi anka mene to me there would have been a stronger thing from the family to shut you down before you say your next word. They make out my here.
I did no one can't tell me. Then one can say, way now, out of go my own way and just handle
it. And just a couple and so you get fitter. And you know, Sebe, the people around, sometimes I am your friend for a reason. I would do it, you'll be mad with me. Later you come and thank me. For now, that is fine. What do I say? Anna, why not this?
No, here's the point.
No. It's so I'm not arguing with that. It's just funny. Now, the other thing is to say the people around, will have to step in stronger. I know say they might be doing certain things, but they will have to step in stronger and then really make sure certain things are happening. Then the other thing is to say the media, because we're talking about a media person, the media has to do better. The media's job, part of it, is to educate. Meshamo, BBC, yes, this is the time to educate the people on something like what was it? This is the time we have to educate people on situations like this. If even we are not directly making mockery of humor, the way the issue is talked about, does not help the case at all. At all. Oh, when a friend who told the president, and you remember, Master, it is your job. Is it your job to determine what title somebody has? Mommy, careful. Maybe it's just a plea, Mr. Moore. I'm not attacking anybody's professionalism, integrity, or whatever. No. But Shana Mesha said, Mommy, careful in how we talk about these things because they are very sensitive. Because say Bibi to me. Na say Bibi say ye can wasema. The way I may know, Betty I take care of are very different. Say me will be what me busiemu. I go through Bibi say ya. The way I may take no very different. So na one so na say be bia unim hunim je bia no so no also be taking very different. So na yan so na sem the fire horn no so no you be taking very different. So we are dealing with different groups in here. But in all, no, mommy say sebe yare. Let's understand also say every Eyibiano has consequences. It will be bad. People are going to suffer from it and all of that. Yes, it's true. But unya yantia say so be here more. We should help the person in the right way. Make me find it lightly. Not at all. As somebody can know, so many bad things can come out of it. So many. And the said, because of our inactions, because of our negligence, because of our irresponsible typing, type na probe more. And to measure,
my whole pain is on the people around him. That's my whole pain. the people around him following him say, Obekasa, oh yeah, no, chalk comment, oh yeah, bibi no, bibi chalk comment to us here. Very bad comments. No, all comment, the comment say, yeah, someone thank you, my brother. So you see, as someone kind of no, well, who said, oh yeah, right. So after say more, and then you may bet you into catch you up, yeah, ne bash will be yem said, you bet you canon, and obey ya, no. Now, the man be your jankan on many again. And then say, then that's what Bekai. Obi did do a beata was our comment now on Instagram. Obeka said, why wouldn't him not say Libby? I will be Canadian, no. Carber bow, mamma move rough. And somebody comes up to say, it will your trader president, and now make it that statement. You know, what I can't one upon way.
Mammy Kevin Bincho. Mammy Kevin Bincho. Notice it. Funny face. Ne curses ne bibi obekebiano 1 or come and I or yeah 2 or can and no was 4. That is how he talks. What am I saying? What operation in your working na was 4 come. But what be and I'm not saying say people who takes it personally is wrong. No. But the mention is say Yankopon Otuaka said you matie. Curse me, I'm not worried. We're talking about emotional intelligence, so intimacy. I said the context in which we be talking, and the intimacy. I say, curse me, all you want. Me, Philip, I am not worried because I've learned and know. Say, Yankopon say, "Otuya kase de numi mate," as he said in Revelation. And you know, I'm not worried. And here the edikai, the atosu mienu sebe, enyanto kwe bia ne yeku. But me jawa mwako. Bia be blow bia me bono na wo ba bewu me bo wa timu na oda hoyi watwe me na yebe me na maku. What must I say? So there are certain fights. What I'm saying is yes, we're dealing with people, man. It's not easy. It is not. And these things I'm saying is not one size fits all. Let me also say that. Because Obia was a the different players in the game. Obia nene die. And you know, me pem wasem na be commenti wo we yase. And we di matem. Oyene, me ma obion. Me be kra de ma on Fredo. I don't see, I don't comment. Say me tim baby. But there are some people also on social media who have turned social media police. Every single thing they be call social media be biano. Uni amudi wo mbi.
Yes, it's last time now Revelation Day. When Yankubo Chan Nipa Biasa at the University of Revelation Day.
Oh, Uncle heard the 3 just message. What was it? Maybe me cram market. I said, "You all of them know." I can't remember the exact quotation, Master.
Google better, baby. Yeah.
Baby, you need to do.
Yes, now we say, oh, no.
You said, "Oh, percent baby, I can't say the Proverbs 500." Was it?
I say Psalm 500.
Psalm 500. No.
Proverbs. I say Psalm 500.
Psalm 500. Okay.
Awesome. It's a good. 500 of jamming. Feel good. It's what do I understand now?
Only I am first year say because I said we can take it as.
Why should you better to us next week? Why should you next week? Because I feel we need a lot of knowledge. I think so next week they build emotional intelligence and also because I feel we need a lot of education on this. And I will, I hope next week I will bet my bar to be one of the panelists for us to deal with this. Nanya kama. And the Munyanasi, Akosia Williams, Araba for supporting me to run this show. Feel good that I was also doing the free Yentiaka because we charge him Mintia. And also maybe I'm Mashana to say Minya Norma into the after for the Munina say papa I mean interfere quite good so that's a producer yanko. After for the Munina say papa say my shade me day na my supported my drink chaba to say I can't mention everybody's name me before my wall Regina Yaba I dare crowd the comment here that's what the solution by you I did the solution by Finehas to say Obi biara, Amina, Mary, to say Obi biara, I would do watch the buy. Why change the anyone just say right or wrong? That's what I really like about democratic dispensation. You know, which I not just so you're right or you're wrong, but no, that's what you think. It say at the moment, no, it is what it is. Just say Obi Biara or didn't and I really wanted to give big shout outs to them because Pastor Patience, multiple contribution is very, very valuable. They be as one can say, for no crap, no, media, no. They call people to come and watch and listen to them. How much boy yeah sabi? Idea yeah very educative, entertaining, and also informative. Why would they not ask people to come and watch and listen to such a good information? Maybe I say my buy me before. I'm not greedy at all. It mean ya the pana at that moment and I want you to also enjoy it as well. So the union and or chine no feel can say me growing up a little bit no can say it never be one of my and you say be a right in here. But for the future to prevail sanity no jamanaka. Yeah, the be ya we ya. Nyente me say jamanen can say wo me say ya we ya we can deal with it. But Araba there, I want to be dealing with it. Araba there, do what? Because growing up, Asamba mini brothers been tema, and I said, yeah, family and a cousin been tema. Feel better, Kabia Manipano. Maybe they do on my own Kabi mammy. And I take it, always take it up on him. So Phil, then of course, near the same thing. I mean, way, yeah, okay, be my way. And I maybe they don't keep me. No, oh dear, Jamanenka. Now, I've been Matthias, I say. There is a reason for that because Ebia and Nano met my endure. Emra, almost a temptation as a situation here bigger than me. No. He would make sure say he will come in my defense to deal with it. It's all about mitigation. How to mitigate a situation for it to come from severity to a normal atmosphere is what we are all looking for. It's no yakoswa ni ensuade ni moya ho Ivana. Oh, Ivana, papa to me by na. Were your dad or your mom able to come watch? I hope sir, your parents do apology remember. Also feel. What's your social media handles? Social media handles. Feel Mr. Fatu Jamai.
Okay, Feel Good Services on YouTube and on Facebook and on Instagram. Twitter, or you too busy to make it up.
Twitter, no
yeah, it's very good.
Instagram, I want to say a Feel Good Services.
Okay. PHIL though. PHILGOOD.
Okay, to feel good will make you feel good, basically. That's what yeah, that's it. It's a bush afraid that I say I cannot thank you guys enough. And I know say Nipa no. What this information we call you use it on different platforms and also to help to educate other people for them to understand the different angles are among forbids me and handle issues like this and deal with it in the right and better way. I am empire in a also. No one I try quite proud of too. Yan do ya ho. Yan do ya ho adwene pa. Ne yan pa ade pa ma ya ho. Na mmom no. Yan so koswa enyi ya ho aten. Se na yan fa ya ho enkoto asebonim because e ka wo nanti a to asoma me feel.
Account.
Me da say eno no waka for hom the tiba ko chiche budu me sa. Mo son for HRFPK me ni me nwa ba. Bodie. O mi to ho na kasa yente.
Araba and one mensum, but much of it's me Arab. Why?
And you did Ebramo. Yadamase. That's an ever say she will him say. If you cause swad in near the any near who ya pa and the Bebramo, na Yamana Yefe, na Yakabakaba. Yakuba cause shop no Yakas here. We producer director, then I could see why is that. But I say, Macramuna, bye bye.